All right, welcome back, True Seeker. It is Thursday. Getting ready for 35 Thursday in the NFL tonight. It is October 24th, 2024, and just want to talk about the glorious start to the NBA season. And I'm going to do a little call-in, too. Again, the haters out there always trying to slander. We're going to take a look at those haters, too, and see if they want to call in, see if they want to embarrass themselves some more. But, yeah, if you're out there and I'm lying, please, once I open up the phone line, call in and tell me I'm lying. So let's recap the start to this NBA season. Looks like it's business as usual in the Nothing But Actors League. This year, LA drew a better script for opening day. So again, this is the 79th season, you guys. The 79th NBA season. 79's the 22nd prime number. The oh-so-repetitive NBA has the Celtics and the Lakers win on opening night. Remember, Boston's the 22 city. Notice the 79th season opened on the 22nd of the month, right? 79, the 22nd prime. Boston equals 22, the team that went to their 22nd championship in 2022 the other year. A series full of 22s. I wasn't crazy about the Celtics-Knicks game, but we were leaning Celtics through Jason Tatum. We expected him to have a big game. It's his 8th season in 2024 when it begins. They've always compared him to Kobe, who wore 8 and 24. And he started off the night hitting a big three. The Celtics tied a 3-point record for the NBA in the opening night of the 79th season. If you spell out 3 as a word, it equals 79. And the reason we thought the Celtics had the lean was namely because of Tatum. If he won, he was going to be 18-8 versus the Knicks, and that's exactly what he did. He stayed on 8 losses to start his 8th season in 24. And, of course, the Celtics are fresh off their 18th championship, which they got while Jordan's 61 years old. 61's the 18th prime, and last year before the season began, we said the Celtics were the most likely team to win the finals because they're the only team in the league whose full name equals 78. They won the 78th NBA season that did begin on the Celtics' 78th birthday, the anniversary of a Kennedy dying. That was RFK. Kennedy also equals 78. And, of course, that finals they won paid big tribute to the JFK assassination in Dallas. It was Boston over Dallas. JFK used to be mayor in Boston. That's what they do with these rigged sports leagues. They pay tribute to history. And we said to look for the clues in that game if the Celtics could be getting their 19th championship this year. And I mean, just look at the scoreboard. They won by 19 in the first quarter. They scored 19 in the fourth. These are the clues we follow. When the clues keep building up, our confidence gains in our futures. And anyhow, the game that looked like the lock of the night was the Lakers playing Minneapolis. Again, the original home of the Lakers, where LeBron could stay on 79 home losses with the Lakers for his career to start the 79th season as he did. And again, just everything about the score was so perfect. The Lakers scored 55 in the first half and the second half with Bronny James, the 55th pick of the draft, on the court. Again, King James equals 55, LeBron James equals 42. They led 55-42 at the half. They finished with 110 points. Minnesota equals 110. 213 total points in the 213 area code. Nothing but scripts. And so started off with the 2 correct leans. A lot more confidence in the Lakers game than the Celtics, but right leans in both games. So that brings us to day 2. How do we do on day 2? I'll tell you what, the first game at the top of the board was the game we got wrong for the day. We didn't get anything else wrong for the day as long as you stayed away from the 2 games that I didn't like. And if you played those 2 games, you split in those games, the 2 that I said were stay away. But the game we got wrong yesterday was the Pistons and Pacers. I had the Pistons to cover the 5.5-point spread. You can see they lost by 6. Why did I like the Pistons? Because had Carlisle lost, he would have got his 313th loss with the Pacers. In Detroit, the 313 area code. Area code narratives don't usually do us wrong, but it did yesterday. But it wasn't a bad day. Only game we got wrong. We took the Nets to cover the 5.5-point spread. Actually, the Nets were a 6.5-point dog. If a dog has a narrative to win, they more often than not cover the spread. It doesn't mean they always win, but they were a 6.5-point dog, lost by 4. If I remember correctly, the Hawks coach could have got his 58th loss. It was either that or Trae Young. No, it wasn't Trae Young. He's got more losses than that. It must have been the coach. It was Quinn Snyder. Could have got his 58th loss with the Hawks. Again, coaches can be iffy, but the indicators tell you which way you should go with the points. Nets has that 58 connection. He didn't get the 58th loss, but Nets covered the spread. Magic and Heat. I said this game was dangerous, but if I had to play this game, I'd take the Magic. They were an underdog, so they had the value. They stayed on 70, or the Heat stayed on 79 regular season wins versus the Magic. And keep in mind, there's only a few teams in the whole league that have the 79 connection. Orlando equals 79, so does Miami Heat. So this was the most 79 game of the night. So the Heat stayed on 79 regular season wins versus the Magic. And their star player, the Magic Banchero, he stayed on 79 career losses. So that's why I said I'd go that way. But the reason it was dangerous is the game was on the 23rd. Had the Heat won, they would have got their 83rd total win versus the Magic if you include the postseason. They stayed on 79 regular season wins. They could have got their 83rd all-time win. That's the 23rd prime. And like I told people, I said, because it's the 79th season, the 79 is probably the better narrative. But it's a little bit of a roll of the dice there because you are up against the 83. So, again, I said if guns to my head, though, I'm going Magic with the 79s. They did come through, but I ranked that game as dangerous. Just like I ranked the Bucks 76ers game as dangerous, Giannis had a narrative to win or lose. So some games, it's like that. And it's like, a lot of people probably did take the Bucks last night because Embiid was injured and so was Paul George. But again, the NBA baits people like that all the time too. You think a team's done because their star players are out and then they lose the game. So you can't ride on things like that. It's just like last year when the Lakers upset the Celtics. They didn't have Anthony Davis or LeBron, but we love the Lakers to win that game as a 13.5-point dog because they had so many numbers in their favor. And they did. So you can't just go with teams because their players are banged up, so they're going to lose. Cavs and Raptors. This game looked good. They got their 69th win versus the Raptors on the day, leaving 69 days left in the year. Cleveland Cavaliers has the 69 Gematria, so we felt good about the Cavs beating the Raptors. They blew them out. The Hornets were a 7.5-point dog versus the Rockets. And the Rockets coach had two narratives to lose this game based on Charlotte and Hornets numbers. So we thought this looked like the best potential upset of the night. And Charlotte did a lot of nice upsets for us last year. I also said if you want to play it safe, you can take Charlotte with the points. But two narratives in the Rockets coach's record that lined up with Charlotte and Hornets. And he did get the L, even though the Rockets were a 7.5-point favorite. The Pelicans, the most 79 team in the NBA, and that's because the big way Pelicans is 79, the small way New Orleans Pelicans is 79. Zion Williamson also equals 79, who lost a lot of weight this year and looks the healthiest he's been in his NBA career, all in time for the 79th season. We like the Pelicans to win a lot last night because they'd get their 22nd win versus the Bulls. 79, the 22nd prime. Grizzlies and Jazz. We like the Grizzlies to handle business last night and get the win. It was a close game. They got the win. The reason why is the Jazz coach could get his 97th career loss. Memphis Grizzlies in Gematria equates to 97. And again, 97 is the 25th prime number. Ja Morant, their star, is 25 years old this season. If he stays out of trouble, I suspect he'll have a very good season, Ja Morant. So if he stays out of trouble, he's the right age. We used to call Memphis the 25 team because 25 in the early days, back before people knew about this, 25, anytime it came up with the Grizzlies, it was a lock. Didn't matter if they were a huge dog. 25 was coming through. Now, it's not that way anymore. But again, Memphis Grizzlies 97. Jazz coach picks up the 97th loss. Ja Morant knows he scores 22 to start the 79th season as well. 79 the 22nd prime. Suns. This game was about Kevin Durant last night. He got his 666th regular season win. 666. LA Clippers. Again, Sumerian Gematria is where you multiply the alphabetic order times 6. A is 6, B is 12, C is 18, D is 24, E is 30, F is 36. You're just counting the alphabetic order by 6. LA Clippers, 666. Kevin Durant, 666th regular season win last night. Looked good to go. And I shout out to Big Al down in Arizona. He was watching the game. He said, you wouldn't believe it, but Kevin Durant had to put in the 79th points last night. Doesn't surprise me one bit. And then my poor hometown Portland Trail Blazers. We knew they were going down last night. The date numerology yesterday was 41. It was a Wednesday named after Mercury, which also equals 41, like Golden State's 41. Steph Curry picked up his 41st win last night against the Blazers all time. So I see they scored 41 in the second quarter too. up 62-50 at the half. But yeah, so I mean, count it. Warriors, correct. Suns, correct. Grizzlies, correct. Pelicans, correct. Hornets, correct. Cavs, correct. Again, I'm not going to score the Magic or the Bucks game because I said stay away. Nets to cover, correct. Pistons to cover, wrong. So what is that? One wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7-1. And then day 1, 2-0. So what? We're 9-1 to start the year. Again, this is what we do year after year. And just a heads up to people, if you want to sign up for the Patreon, I said we're going to cover the NBA here at the start, but I don't have the hours in the day right now with everything going on with Sweet Lady who's about to give birth and to keep up with football and everything full time. So we've already tracked some nice observations for the start of the season for futures ideas. You guys can join and go back and watch these videos retroactively to pick up on the information that's not quite out there that I didn't cover in this stream. But again, you guys, Gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. Why does this matter to pro sports? Again, you have to look into the history of pro sports. All of the major sports in the U.S. and mostly worldwide, basketball, baseball, football, they're all credited to Masons. And Masonry is based in Kabbalah. And Kabbalah's Book of Formation says God created the world with numbers, letters, and words. Some of you guys think this is God doing this and it's just the way the universe and the matrix works. You can think that all you want, but again, within Kabbalah, there's a practice of coding numbers into words. And the reason I would say that I don't think this is the matrix is, for anyone who's been around, they know. It's like Colorado equals 38, and it's the 38th state. For the first 7 years of this research, 8 years probably, first 8 years, that 38 Colorado thing was almost impossible to miss on. If it missed, you felt like, whoa, I'm in the twilight zone because this doesn't happen. I mean, literally, guys, it was probably close to 99% of Colorado 38 coming in. You look at it now, it's probably right around 70%, which isn't bad. I mean, you can still play it, but you can't bet your house on 70%. There were 3 Sundays this year in MLB where Colorado in 38 failed. The 4th time it came up, it hit. But on Sundays this year, it went 1 for 4, Colorado 38. For a lot of us, it blew our parlays on those Sundays because we had a nice slate of games and we had the Colorado 38 in there and it hit us in the nuts 3 times. That stuff used to never happen. So if this was just the matrix and the way the universe worked, why would it change in recent years as this knowledge spreads? You know what I mean? To me, that's logic. It's like, okay, because the knowledge is spreading and more people are using this and benefiting, they got to change the ways. And the college football season the last 2 years. College football is way different the last 2 years in terms of coach narratives that we've always won off of. And notice what happened in the last 2 years. College Football Reference took down about 70% of the data from their website, the same data we use to call games. So why is it in the same year they stripped their data that all of a sudden the narratives that we've always used to win aren't coming through like they used to? Now, the other thing I want to address is, there's a guy in the world who came around here, I want to say 2018-ish. He comes from a family of cops in New York. He used to be a TSA agent. Here's an article about him that the New York Post wrote. A TSA agent who stiffs cabbies, who got arrested for his scheme of stiffing cabbies. And again, I didn't know about this when he came into the community. But again, what he does every year when the championships come around is he tries to fade me. And he tries to do this so that he can be like, I got it, and Zach did it. And so far, that's just been an offer method. That has not worked out for him. And, he's on my Patreon. It's funny, he likes to make videos saying I copy him. I don't watch him at all. I don't watch my bad students. But I hear about it through the grapevine when he's really effing up. Like people said, he guaranteed it wasn't going to be Dodgers and Yankees this year. Again, and now he's saying that this guy is just such a con man. The thing about con men is they will call the people who are authentic and real, they'll call them con men when they're the con men. Okay, like this guy. I don't have any articles in the world about being a groper at TSA and stiffing cabbies because that's not my character. Okay, but again. We had Dodgers in spring training. We've done this year after year in the MLB. When the postseason came around, I had all my people on Yankees to win the AL and Dodgers to win the NL. Stayed right where we were in spring training. Exactly what happened. He's out there guaranteeing it's not going to be that. Just like how he's made several guarantees on false sports championships trying to fade me. He likes to use this guarantee word and keeps failing. See, if you guarantee something and you keep being wrong, you should stop using that word. You should stop saying, I guarantee. You know, in Super Bowl 55, you guaranteed Mahomes would win the Super Bowl, fading what we had all year. All year we explained to everybody why it was going to be Bucks over Chiefs. All year. So, again, I want to play a clip because again, you guys have to understand. There's an agency of trolls and con men always trying to put shade on my name and slander me, and I just want you to listen to a conversation between two con men, and if it's like a Where's Waldo thing, where are all the things you can point out that these people are obviously not good people? Just listen to the conversation, and again, if you guys want to call in as well, you guys can call in. Again, if anybody wants to call in and challenge, because in this stream they're talking about how I never had the Dodgers in spring training. Everybody in my community knows I had the Dodgers in spring training. I did have a bet with the the Braves as well. I said it was going to be one of those two teams in the NL. We've been covering all year how the Dodgers season was synced with Steve Garvey and the election, and that was proven a million times over in spades. Anyhow, let me play this con man conversation. If you guys want to call in as well, I'm going to put the number to call into my stream. But while we wait for calls, I just want you to listen to what it sounds like when two frauds and agents are conversing. And again, be careful who you're following. There's a lot of people in this community who you should not be investing anything in because they're liars, they're frauds, they don't have a good reputation, they're constantly guaranteeing bad picks. And then they're slandering their teacher, you know? They're downplaying the truth. They're repping a troll channel, you know? It's a joke. The reason other people don't have channels dedicated to trolling them is because they're not a threat to anything, you know? All right, so here is the TSA agent, the one caller he got in his stream, who admits that he steals access to my Patreon and then lies about my picks. And again, I'll show you the way I write out picks, and we'll see if it looks authentic and lines up with the conversation you're about to hear here. But let me make sure all my audio is good. Hold on. We're going to listen to the trolls and the lies and the repeated slanders, and then we're going to look at what it actually looks like. All right. I think we are good. Put my eyes on the chat here. All right, you guys let me know if you can hear what I'm playing.
Why more people don't call in. I've called in before, and I just want to put
Can you guys hear that?
A couple things in on the Zach stuff. He's just the kindergarten gatekeeper for Gematria, dude. It's ridiculous. I got a buddy.
Let's just stop right there. Kindergarten gatekeeper for Gematria. Nobody would even know about this and how it's used in sports if it wasn't for yours truly, because nobody did this in the world before. And again, for 5 years here, every day, demonstrating my point, calling futures, showing the news, calling elections, what's going to come in the news, sports, politics, showing how it's all connected, all for 5 years, never raised a penny off it. Never once. This little TSA agent, groper who stiffs cabbies, comes in and tries to emulate my work, copy my stuff, puts up a Patreon charging the same amount, makes his website look the exact same as mine, same color scheme and everything, and then accuses me of copying him. It's like literally everything you do is an emulation of me. You set up your Patreon live streams copying my work that I put out for the same time mine's at. And then you have the audacity to say, I copy you? Anyway, here, let's listen to the criminals talk some more.
And everybody started with Zach back, 20, whatever, 16, 17 when he came out. But then if you got the eyes to see through his bullshit, plus all the stuff I agree with you with, how he's ostracized himself from anybody that was good connected with him at the beginning, Rambo and all those other guys that just don't want nothing to do with him anymore. But so my dude he got on the Gematria because we're trying to figure out these parlays, and we've been doing some of this betting here with the NFL, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get on Zach." I'm like, "Dude, what the fuck?" So he gets on, pays a $5 tier, and this asshole has at least 3 other tiers on that once you get on the inside. But he's
So, I mean, just right there, listen to who we're talking to. We're talking to a guy who steals access. And again, why would you be asking for password to access to my Patreon if there's nothing of value there? You can't pay the minimal $5. You got to sneak access to something that you're saying is from a gatekeeper. Like where in the world is there any logic that makes sense here? And hey, I see the TSA agents in the chat. Now, TSA agents, see, when people watch you with the brain, they think, man, this guy's a dope. You're literally saying what I like for the World Series and then asking me to say what I like for the World Series. And again, why are you so butthurt? Aren't you just looking for a reason to make a video with my name in the title? I didn't even say your name. I referred to you as a simple troll, which is what you are. And here you are collaborating with a loser who can't even pay $5, who apparently wants access. And again, he's slandering the truth. Again, I laid out very clearly what games I like yesterday and what my leans are, like I do every day. You know, you're on there regurgitating troll talking points because you are a troll. You know, to literally come out of your mouth to say that I copy you, are you insane? You're doing what I do. Exactly what I do at the same times that I do it, with a website that looks exactly like my original website. You couldn't even choose a different color scheme. and for my guy Jay out there, you should not be defending Fat Arthur. Has Fat Arthur been paying your medical bills? I don't think so. I doubt Fat Arthur's been paying your medical bills. So again, if I'm helping you out and you're defending, Fat Arthur, it's not a good look. Okay, Fat Arthur's a con man, a scammer, a guy who works for the authorities, part of TSA, which came out of 9/11, comes from a family of cops. All right, let's continue.
Start showing me and sending me stuff and giving me the password to look at this bullshit. And it's nothing but riddles with Zach. He puts together a great presentation on the Patreon, but it's all his answers go both ways. There's no concrete.
Yeah, because stuff. That's what a comment does, and then he goes on YouTube and tells people that he got it right.
Again, let's just see. Again, this is what I do every day, you guys. The trolls always like to say we go both ways. So here's the first game, the one we got wrong. I said the Pistons seemingly have a good narrative to upset through the team records, and the Pacers coach can get his 313th loss in the 313 area code. I'm always going to ride with area codes. We know we don't win them all. That's why I teach people to bet small and win big. So we got that one wrong. Nets and Hawks. Same thing here. Nets have a decent narrative to upset. If you take them with the points, you give yourself 2 ways to win. They covered the spread. Boom. Magic and Heat. Dangerous game. We favored the 79ers, but like I said, I'm not giving myself any credit for that game. Also dangerous game here with the Bucks and 76ers. Games I told people that's probably better avoided. But if you just stuck with the games you like. Cavs and Raptors. How'd that go through? The top clue is the Cavs getting their 69th win in the series on the day leaving 69 days in the year. Cleveland Cavaliers, 69. I mean, if you're illiterate, you might think we're going both ways. I'm always going to put out the warnings and things to think twice about, but I'm going to tell you what narratives I like and what the top narrative is. Hornets and Rockets. The Hornets have a potential upset narrative through the Rockets coach. You can take them with the points to play it safe. They're 7.5 dog on fine date numerology. Boom. Bulls and Pelicans. Right here, notes. Pelicans are the most 79 team in the league. 79 is the 22nd prime, and they, hold on. 4-7, I'm going to take the call in a minute. 1 second. 79 is the 22nd prime, and they can start their season with the 22nd win versus the Bulls. Yesterday, the season began on the 22nd. Look for Zion to have a big game. Unfortunately, they scratched Zion before the game, so that wasn't true, but he's going to have a good season this year. He's in the best shape. Grizzlies and Jazz. Memphis seemingly has a better narrative. The Jazz coach can get his 97th loss versus the right team. With Ja Morant being 25, it adds to the narrative. The Jazz can get the 40th loss versus the Grizzlies and stay on 40 home wins. Mercury 40. So, top narrative. Boom. I mean, again, you always see the trolls saying the same thing every day. It's the same campaign. It's the same campaign every day. He picks both sides. No, I always say, if I like a game, which side I think is better. If you cannot read, again, any intelligent person will always give you the full side of both narratives so people know what they're betting up against. Fat Arthur wants you to ride on his false guarantees that he has a track record of. Fat Arthur's been going against me in almost every championship and been wrong about almost every one because I've rarely been wrong. And hey, Fat Arthur, I did see how the troll tried to talk shit about me being wrong about Alabama last year. Were we wrong about the actual championship game because we had both teams right in the Final Four? And I know I had Michigan to cover over Washington in the massive 206 ritual. So, again, the troll will skip the 5 picks we got wrong and highlight the 5 picks we got right and highlight the one we got wrong. That's what he does. That's called dishonest. That's like political attack. All right, Suns and Clippers. Here, let's see if you couldn't read it. So, notes, Durant has the 666 ritual to win. I didn't even write anything else. You know? So, again, Warriors and Trailblazers. Let's see. Curry has the narrative to beat the Blazers. You know what I mean? And again, all the information for the games, what I'm looking at, and then right down there at the bottom. So, when you come here and say that, again, what the trolls say every day, because realize Arthur echoes what the trolls do. Arthur copies my work and claims I copy his. But what he does is he watches and then he tries to fade, because anytime he gets something right where I was on the wrong side, he uses that as advertising, which he can't do very often because that rarely ever happens. So, anyhow, Arthur is trying to call in right now. I'm going to take your call back in a minute, 470, but here, I'm going to let Arthur come on and try and defend himself. All right, Arthur, you got it.
Okay, so if I'm going to be able to speak and not being interrupted by you?
You're on the line, so speak.
Okay, so the reason I made that video yesterday is because you called me a goofball for making my World Series prediction, something that you don't have the courage to do.
I did make a prediction. That's why my community won. That's why in my stream about it, Chris was saying he turned $15 into $2,500. Did you have anyone in your community saying they turned $15 into $2,500?
No, I just made $100,000 the other day, and I have the video to prove it. But look, you said that the reason the Yankees are going to the World Series because they had a run differential of 147 runs.
Well, hold on. What else did I say mid-season? What else did I say mid-season? Hold on, Arthur. I did say that. Hold on.
147 run differential, and they did not go to the 113th World Series. It was the Astros versus the Dodgers that year.
And I got that one right too, didn't I? I have a Vice News article here. You want to bring up the 100 World Series? Hold on. I got the 113th World Series dead on, and Vice News wrote a hit piece about me for it.
Okay, you did. I agree, you did. But this is what you said this year, and this is why I got upset. You keep misinforming the people. You said that the reason you had the game...
Nobody even knows I'm talking about you, Fat Arthur. The people don't know who Simple Troll is on my channel. They don't follow Simple Troll.
You have to stop this.
I made one little remark about Simple Troll with another false guarantee, which is true, and you have to make an hour-long video with nothing but bullshit.
Let's stay on topic.
We are on topic.
The Yankees this year. Is it because they had a run differential of 147 runs?
Yep, and they're in the World Series.
Okay, but the Nationals also had a run differential of 147 runs in 2017, and they did not go to the World Series that year. So that means that is not effective every single year. So why are you teaching your people about simple stuff like that when that's not very effective?
It is very effective. It is very effective.
No, it's not, because the Nationals did not go to the 113th World Series.
There was a different World Series. Arthur, this is a dumb argument. This is a dumb argument. You were a rookie in the community back then. I'm not even sure you were around back then.
The Nationals did not go to the World Series in 2017.
Okay, but we didn't have the Nationals either that year. It wasn't competing. Here, all right, hey, if you want to have a conversation, you have to shut the fuck up so I can respond, dumbass. Again, there was no oh my God, you're a fucking idiot. All of you trolls are the same way. You won't shut the fuck up. Have a conversation or shut the fuck up, Fat Arthur. God damn.
Okay.
All right. See, these guys are idiots. You have to look at the situation. There was no competing World Series numbers this year in the AL. The only team that had a World Series connection was the Yankees. That was not the same case the year of the 113th World Series. Again, you're comparing apples to oranges. Arthur, 111th World Series. We had the Mets in spring training. 112th World Series. We had the Cubs in spring training. We didn't have the Mets to win in 111, but we had them to be there. Cubs, we had the only time I've used the word guarantee was the 112th World Series. Guaranteed in spring training, the Cubs would win. Arthur, no one can hear you because you're on mute. No one can hear you because you're on mute. But again, you guys, if you want to listen to a small-minded idiot who's just looking for a reason to try and denounce winning patterns that we've proven year after year, Again, some years you will have two teams that you have to look at that both have the World Series narrative, and then you have to say, you can hedge it, or you can do more digging and figure out which team makes sense. This year, there was no team in the AL that had the connection. And the other thing is, the Yankees had a major ritual against the Phillies this year, synced with the World Series, and we said right then, and the Yankees were the winner of that game, we said, well, that's interesting because 15 years ago was Yankees versus Phillies. This is the 120th World Series, and 120 is the 15th triangular. So we had that piece of evidence, plus the Yankees finishing with plus 147, the best in the league, a major World Series number. Okay? Now, Arthur, you can retort now. Go ahead.
You are teaching the people bullshit. The people who have been in this community for a long time, they are able to detect bullshit.
So what's bullshit? So what is bullshit?
Differential of 147 runs. You're the one interrupting me, Hubbard. Stop. I didn't interrupt you. The fact that the Yankees had a run differential of 147 yards, 147 runs, that is not proof that team is going to go to the World Series.
I just gave the other piece of evidence for why they made sense.
Play the Dodgers, please.
I don't even want to listen to this guy, you guys. He's an idiot. See how he comes back with another false argument? I just said there were two pieces to it, and they're the only team in the AL with a World Series connected number this year. See, here, it's this simple, you guys. Simple Troll, who has a history of shit record, which is why he has almost no subscribers. I wouldn't be surprised if that stack of cash that you're showing in your thing is the stuff that was stolen out of my safe. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the money that you're showing off. But hold on. World Series, 147-57. Almost every year, these two numbers show up in the World Series ritual. The World Series begins 147 days after Dave Roberts' birthday, and the Dodgers started the postseason with 147 losses. And on top of that, the Yankees had the best run differential of the year of plus 147. Plus, the other thing that I don't think Arthur's even aware of that we covered all year is the whole season this year is connected to Steve Garvey, who's 75 years old. What was the 75th World Series? This was laid out in my notes through the whole postseason. How 75-year-old Steve Garvey also seems to foreshadow the Yankees and Dodgers rematch while he's 75 years old. When the Royals got eliminated by the Yankees, it was synced with the 75-year-old King of England, King Charles, the Royal. The Yankees got their 330th win versus the Royals and the 331st win versus the Royals exactly 330 days and 331 days after King Charles' birthday. And that day, home teams fell to 11-14 in the postseason, like King Charles' birthday is 11-14. See, Arthur's not aware of any of these things, so he's missing all these narratives, and that's why he's guaranteeing it's not going to be Yankees-Dodgers, because he doesn't have the Steve Garvey connection. He doesn't have the ritual they just did with the King. This is the stuff you look for. And again, Arthur learned from me, so for him to even call in and say that what I'm teaching is bullshit, again, you learned from me. You're not as good as I am because you don't... Well, again, I'm older than you, so I have more historical knowledge. You know, I used to be a school teacher while you were groping old ladies at TSA and ripping off cabbies. Again, you learned from me. I didn't learn from you. You copy my work and claim I copy you. That's what a scumbag does. And the same reason you guaranteed it wasn't going to be Dodgers-Yankees when I was telling all my people that's what all the narrative was pointing to, is because you didn't have as many pieces of the puzzle. And now you want to just keep calling in and regurgitating yourself and just say, well, in the 113th World Series, you had to go back 7 years to find 1 year where that number wasn't the case. But again, we weren't fooled by that year. We weren't fooled by that year. We had the World Series dead on, which is why this article had to be written as a hit piece, you know? Again, there's a reason mainstream media's attacked me multiple times. There's a reason there's an agency of trolls attacking me. Because we are the threat to the system. We're teaching other people how to take advantage of a rigged system. Bookies and casinos don't like this. Arthur, your stack of old $1 bills, I'm remembering I had stacks like that in my safe when my house got robbed, and I'm like, God, man, wouldn't it be something if the same agency that ripped off my house is sending Arthur money for photo ops? Because I don't know where that came from since your World Series guarantee just failed. I don't know how you want any money. So anyway. Yeah, it's not a dick measuring contest. It's not even a contest. It's just again, you have a history of a guy who tries to clone me and copy me and then constantly lying. So if anybody wants to call in and tell me where I'm lying, the line is open for the whole network of trolls. You know, like Simple Troll, the line's open. But I don't even want to listen to Simple Troll anymore. What's up, 470?
Yeah, this is Jay. I just had to clear up because I wasn't trying to. I was trying to give bro the benefit of the doubt.
He doesn't deserve any benefit of the doubt, though, Jay. You should know the resume with this guy. This guy's a scumbag. He is a piece of shit. So to even defend him in 2024 has got me going, This is who he is. A TSA agent that stiffs cabbies and gets articles written about him. That's who he is. Huh?
Yeah, I didn't know all the shit that he. No, I was just saying that's why I wanted to clear because I didn't even know all the shit that he was doing.
Yeah, he's a sorry ass motherfucker.
Like, yeah, and then Dr. Savage came into like I'm guessing you saw the live stream, but that's why I wanted to clear up because in the live stream I'm like calling him out for lying about you because I'm on your Patreon.
That's all he does is lie. That's all he does is lie. Yeah, this is a guy who works for TSA and stiffs cabbies. That's who he is.
The dude's calling in like, yo, Zach is always choosing both teams for his game, and I'm like, no. He literally, it's like niggas act like they can't fucking read.
Right.
You literally,
right.
You have a conclusion section in each game saying which team you favor, and then all you do is say, well, this is what you can think twice about, and so that you give other niggas you try to let people decide on their own, but at the same time you still say which team you favor. And since September, that's when I officially joined. Since September, you've been saying Dodgers and Yankees in the World Series. Niggas in the chat saying, no, he never said that. And I'm like, yes, you've been saying that.
That's all the trolls do. The trolls downplay. See, that's what the troll network should do too, you guys. Because whenever I have a bad week, they're always scoring how bad the week is. And you know, the agent's only been able to criticize 1 week this year through 7 weeks. I had a bad week 3. But it's like, okay, so in one breath, I never pick games, but then when I have a bad day, they're all over that. So it's like, how's that work out? How's it that I never pick games, but then they know when I have a bad day?
Yeah, and somebody, King Richard was in the live chat. See, this is why I said what I said, because I was cool with Simple Truth before I knew the situation that happened. I had been watching him since last year, late last year, around the time of the other World Series. So that's why I was like, okay, well, yeah, if he fucked up on the Mets, I don't think.
Now, hey, hold on. I saw Simple Truth. I also saw Simple Truth take credit for what I did in the World Series last year. Again, he subscribed to my Patreon. Now, I know he didn't have a future for the Rangers after Game 1 with 50-1 odds, because a lot of people made a lot of money in my community off that. And I know that I put out at the start why it should end on the 119th day of Bush's age, the 119th World Series. I just saw him say in his stream that was his call. It's just like, wow, dude, you are a total fraud. You copy me, you're on my Patreon, and then you want to take credit for my work. This has been going on for 5 years now.
Yeah, and I heard that he Richard told me, I didn't even know this was true, but Richard told me that he said that he basically said that he wanted your wife to suck his dick or some shit like that.
He did he did that. He did that on the stream. He did that on the stream. Yeah, that's him.
Okay, so after that, I understand why you would be shitting on him like that. Like, obviously, if a nigga says some shit like that, I can understand completely why you would be shitting on him any opportunity you got. So I just wanted to call in and clear that up. Like, the problem with me is I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but I understand what the...
He's way beyond the benefit of the doubt, and he has a long history of guaranteeing false predictions trying to fade me, and I know that's what he's trying to do because he wants to advertise that anytime he gets something wrong. I think there's been one time over the years where there was something I was wrong about and he was right about, and he really wanted to market on that. And it's like, yeah, well, when you're 1 for 10 in that category, I don't know if that's really a big talking point for you. So.
Yeah, it is just like the only reason why I even spoke on this shit is because it's like every single time I make a video, I just always have a group of niggas trying to get me to sway away from you, and I'm like, you haven't done anything to me, and it's just niggas lying, it's niggas not leaving out what they did, and always talking about what you did, and that's why I'm like, it's just like Dr. Savage getting up in my live stream. I haven't even mentioned you yet. And this is the only reason.
Well, all he cares about is the flat Earth, right? All he cares about is the flat Earth. So he sees he sees you're going after the flat Earth, so he's there to talk shit. That's his whole thing.
He's like, oh, you parrot Zach. I'm like, I'm not parroting nobody. This ain't got shit to do with Zach. I've known the flat Earth shit was fucking bullshit.
See, here's the other thing to understand. Here's the other thing to understand about Arthur. The woman that's constantly in his chat, her name is Kathy. She has that orange avatar, Gematria, with an 8 in the title. You've probably seen her around. That woman worked so hard to get my number and then acted like she wanted to help. That lady, I told her 1,000 times I didn't want to help. That lady caused me such a financial problem, and she's like Arthur's #1 fan. So that's why I know that she's part of this troll network agent, and she's always in his chat.
The truth is talking shit. I knew he was going to start talking shit in the live chat. He's saying, because he did call me. Well, no, I called him, and this is when I thought that the Mets had a chance. I called him, and I was saying how the World Series could possibly be synced up with the Spider-Man movie, and this is why I had changed my mind to the Mets. So yeah, I called Arthur, and then like I said, I didn't even know what had went down between you two. I didn't know anything, and I wasn't trying to get involved in no beef. And I said the same shit with Dr. Savage because Dr. Savage was saying shit about you. Other niggas was saying shit. They were like, Dr. Savage said this. I'm not trying to be in no beef.
And see, the thing about Dr. Savage is, too, Dr. Savage nearly killed himself a few years ago on his dirt bike. And, I asked everybody to pray for him and wish him well. And the next thing I know, he's trolling me.
I did that, too. I saw that, too.
Yeah, so, I mean, all these guys who come sideways at me, it's like, I haven't done anything to you. You're so mad that I don't like the flat Earth psyop. That's on you. You don't need to cry about that.
I want Arthur to call in and say what I said that was different. Because I can admit everything that I said. And I said that the Mets could possibly win because it being synced up with the World Series, but now he's trying to make it seem like I'm lying about something. He's saying, Jay, with open eyes, you called me and said something different. What did I say besides the World Series?
You don't even need to listen to Arthur. You don't even listen to Arthur. All that comes out of his mouth is crooked shit.
They sway me against you. He was like, you got to learn about what Zach did. And I'm like, and he's telling me shit, and I'm like, bro, I don't even know what went down between you two. I didn't even see anything that happened. And he's like, he's just trying to get me to fuck. But I never spoke on the phone call. Because like I said, I try to keep shit off the internet. But now since this nigga wants to comment in chat, or you called me and said something different. I called you about the World Series. I didn't call you about that. I called you. I tried to hang up. I said I didn't want to be a part of this. And then you literally tried to drag me into this shit by saying, no, Zach's wrong. Zach doesn't admit when he's wrong. And I'm telling you, I was literally telling you, I'm like, he doesn't admit when he's wrong. He admitted that he was wrong in this game. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Every time it's a pick that he gets wrong, he says that he's fucking wrong. When I saw that for the first time in 2021 when you bet on the March Madness. I think it was
Baylor Gonzaga. It was the Baylor Gonzaga game.
Yeah. So I'm just like, what are you talking about? And then we just had this drawn out conversation, and he was just like, no, bro, he sent you money. That's why you defending him. And I'm like, but the fact that he's trying to make it seem like you all this lying and deceiver. I'm like, that's not what he is. And then I said, then this is what I told him. I said, if Zach does show some flaw, then I'll call you back and I'll say that you was right. But that ain't what's been happening. The only flaws I've been seeing is from you because you making live streams lying on this nigga, saying that he gives both teams for each game.
Here's the thing about Arthur, too. Arthur's had to pull down a lot of videos over the years. Arthur's had to pull down a lot of guarantee videos over the years. I don't have a history of pulling down videos.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I wanted to call in. I don't want you to think that because I wasn't even aware of the shit that this nigga has said. I didn't even know that he told sweet ladies to suck the stick. So, like, now that I have further like I said, because I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and because I was cool with Arthur initially before I knew what was going on, because I took a step away from this shit, and throughout almost the whole year of 2023, I think you could probably tell that I was not even uploading. I was literally off the internet. So I missed out on a lot of shit that happened, and I literally came back to half of the community being born. Because when I left in late of 2022, early 2023, around that time, Yeah Right was still around. I think Chicozy was still around. I think Angel Baby was still around. All the usual people were still around. And then I come back a year later, and all the niggas is gone. I'm And I let it be known. I'm like, you know, we disagree on the vegan shit. Not to say that I don't like veganism, but like we like there's been times we were like, Jay, I know you don't agree with the veganism shit. I'm like, yeah, like, and even though I don't rant against people being vegan, I rant because I just don't like people saying stupid shit about like eating meat and stuff like that. And I'm cool with people that are vegan. I'm subscribed to channels that are vegan. It's all about just healthy in general. But I was just simply making that point because people is always it's just people are always trying to make it fucking. They're always just on my fucking dick talking about, no man, you need to stop copying that. I'm like, every time I make a post about flat Earth, this nigga Dr. Savage is always on my dick talking about I'm dick riding that. I'm like, nigga, that has nothing to do with it. I knew the flat Earth was fucking bullshit because before I even found your channel, back when I used to watch conspiracy videos, I realized shit was up since 2016 and 2017 onward. Even before then, but that's when I really started to realize there was something really wrong going on here after the Harvey shit, after what happened with the hurricane shit. And I started to look at shit, but I knew that the flat Earth was always just a psyop long before I even heard about you or discovered your channel. And it's just like niggas, it's just like a literal army of niggas always commenting. Oh, you shouldn't trust that because he's racist. Like he's not racist. I literally debunked that. I debunked that on one of my earlier channels that got deleted because there was somebody that kept spamming in the chat about how racist you were every time I went live, but every time I not went live, but every time I made a video, there was always niggas in the comment section. You shouldn't trust Jack because he's racist. It's just like the video won't even have anything to do with you, and niggas will still just be commenting. And I'm like, why do y'all niggas think that I'm like a clone of Zach? It's just so fucking stupid. I'm not on nobody's dick. I just can call out when people are lying. I keep shit real, and I always try to be objective about shit. So, like, man to man, I'm telling you right now, like, I apologize for defending the nigga that told your wife to suck his dick. Because, like I said, I did say, yeah, I would disagree. I would say that Zach went a little too hard on Arthur because I didn't know further context. I didn't know all the shit that this nigga had been doing. I didn't even know about this nigga before 2023, before the end of 2023. That's when I really started watching him. And I didn't, like I said, I didn't even fucking know. So because I was cool, I was trying to basically just point out, like, okay, like, yeah, Zach didn't have to shit on him. But now that I know further context about all the shit that this nigga has been doing, and then I saw what he did yesterday, I'm like, but this is, like, what the fuck? Like, of course he's gonna have this fucking attitude towards you because you literally told his wife that's pregnant right now to suck your dick. And he didn't mention any of that shit in the fucking phone call when he was trying to tell me about all the bad shit you've done. All the shit you've done. And I'm like, it doesn't, and I told him, I'm like, well, are you sure you're telling me everything that you did? Because it doesn't seem like Zach would just do all this stuff unprovoked. You must have said something to him that got him wanting to retaliate. And now that Richard told me in the live chat that, simple Arthur told Sweet Lady to suck his dick. I'm like, oh, okay. Now it makes a lot of sense as to why you go so hard on him. So that's why I apologize. I just wanted to clear that up. I don't want to make it seem like I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of, I don't want you to be wary of me and all that shit. I'm not worried, you, Jay, but
I'm not worried, but I was just like, how is he even defending this dude? So, okay, you didn't know the story. It's all good. Yeah, apology accepted. Everything's all good, Jay. And again, the reality is, you guys, there's a network of trolls and likely feds that sit here and watch, and they don't want anyone associated with me. And the real, you see how they always like to focus on the same thing. Look at all the people that have left Zach's community. That's because all the people who try to associate with me got a network of trolls working against them 24/7 to try and divide us. And again, you've seen how many people have fallen for it, from Derek to Rambo and beyond. They get the trolls in their ear, and then they start blaming me for things that never happened. So that's how it is. Yeah. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Jay. But yeah, he's no good. He's no good. And all he really ever owes me is a thank you. I put him on the map. I promoted him. I built him up. And then he used that to come back like a snake and attack and lie and slander. And that's who he is. He's the dude who works at TSA and stiffs cabbies and gets articles written about him. That's who he is. All right, Jay. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. All right. Take care.
No problem.
All right. We got Trav Ain't Sleep up next. And then we got King Richard. What's up, Trav Ain't Sleep? Oh, your mic's muted. You got to unmute yourself. Oh, hold up. He came in a second time, so he might be on this one. All right, let's try this one. Are you there?
Yeah. What's up, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing,
How
brother?
you doing, brother? Doing all right.
All right.
All right, sweet. So I have two quick points I'm going to make real quick. Number one, I was watching the Trump McDonald's video. And in the video,
I don't know
I
if
don't
you
know if you
noticed,
noticed,
but
but Donald Trump is grabbing the fry scooper,
and he's
and he's
talking
talking about how
he
he
thought that the
thought that the
McDonald's
McDonald's
employees
employees
would pick
would
the
pick the
fries up with
fries
their
up with their
hands.
hands. Hold up. I realized something. It's going to be echoing because I don't have the audio right. Hold on.
My bad.
My bad. Oh, it's my fault. All right, you guys, sorry about that. I fixed it. So he's talking about McDonald's, the Trump ritual on Sunday on Kamala's birthday, and what was he doing with the ritual again?
So when he was grabbing the fry scooper, he was like, "Oh, it's so amazing! I thought that they grabbed the fries with their hands and stuffed them in the box." And he's talking about how sanitary it is and how the he didn't know that and how it's so cool that the fry scooper you can put it into the fry box like that. And I'm just thinking to myself, how retarded do you have to be to think that people are going to grab their bare hands and grab fries and put them in your box? So I just thought that connected with the E. coli thing because
It's all part of the joke, no doubt about it. And you know what? Shout out to King Richard. King Richard did research and saw that the discovery of E. coli is credited to a Jesuit priest. And again, they're saying the E. coli outbreak started on September 27th, which is the day in history the Jesuits were recognized by the Roman Catholic Church. And again, the founder, the movie about Ray Kroc, that came out on Inauguration Day 2017, the 201st day of the nation's age, big Jesuit number. The Jesuits are from France. Trump's giving out French fries at Jesuit-run McDonald's in a Jesuit-run nation where it's the biggest food chain in this Jesuit country. I mean, yeah, I didn't know that about his little mishap at the, but I guarantee that's part of the joke and the ritual and the E. coli outbreak news after. It's all mockery, man.
yeah, it's ridiculous. And he's sitting there, oh, I love great jobs and I love McDonald's and I always have McDonald's. I'm just like, nobody wants to work at McDonald's. I promise you. I work at Starbucks. I've been working there for almost 4 years. I like it. You know, there's things I don't like about it. I see the corporate greed and I see everything that people have to go through as far as like being store managers and stuff. But no, I just saw that and I was just like, wow, dude, like no shit. Why the fuck would you grab fries with your hands and put them in the fucking box? That is the most dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Absolutely. Yeah,
But
I appreciate. I'm gonna go back and look at that more and take a look at that. But I really appreciate that. Great observation.
Oh no, I just wanted to say Simple Boof TV, Simple Truth, Simple Boof, whatever your name is. You're the worst fucking motherfucker I've ever watched. First of all, second of all, you probably got a bet wrong from Zach. You thought you knew your shit. You probably got a bet wrong, and then you fucking now you're all mad that you got one bet wrong because you bet too much money on it, and now you're blaming it on Zach, and now you're taking it out on him. That was my second point.
This is a repeated behavior too, where he's wrong about the game and I'm right, and then he's attacking me. It's like, dude, this is some kind of. I mean, just admit that you were wrong. Your video should be like, you know what, Zach got it right again. Maybe I should listen to Teacher more. So that would have been the video I should have uploaded.
It should have, but that was it, Zach. I'm gonna get out of here. That way, I don't take up anybody else's time. But thanks for letting me come on, and thanks for the work I've been following since 2020. You've opened my eyes to a lot of shit, and I try to get other people to realize some of the stuff that and show the work, but they don't have the patience to sit there and understand the numbers and stuff like that. So it's pretty frustrating. But thank you again, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, you have a good day.
Yep. All right, you too. Bye bye.
I'm not kidding either. That photo you put up with the stack of cash, that looks just like the stacks of cash that I used to have in my safe. And it wasn't from sports gambling. It was from the business I had. I got cleaned out in November 15, 2014, a little more than a year after I started putting out this work. What's up? What's up, Richard?
Yo, what's going on, Zach?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. I see you going at it with Simple Troll, man. Fuck that guy. That guy's a piece of shit, man. Fuck that guy. You know, he's calling me broke. He's over here begging me for $10. Send me my $10 back. Send me my $10 back. Begging for $10 fucking dollars, bro. But I'm broke. Nah, you're broke, son.
Yeah, and again, just a stupid guy doesn't know how to do business. He's like, he's literally in his video saying what my pick is for the World Series, and then telling me to give him the pick. It's like, does he not hear how dumb he is? And why would I give out my information for $100 when I have people subscribe to my service?
Right.
Again, I mean, it's just a guy that has no common sense.
He's retarded, man. I mean, I'll never forget. Like, I'll never forget when he went
Hold
to
on, hold on, hold on. I just gotta, yeah. Again, he's telling people in a video that I copy his work while he's
Right.
inside my Patreon. It's like, don't people see like everything that doesn't make sense here? He's literally a clone of me, but tries to fade me to gain clout, which isn't working out. But
he
he's
reminds me of
on
Joseph.
Patreon saying I copy him. What?
He reminds me of Joseph. He reminds me a lot like
Exactly.
Joseph.
And they're both in their chats together. Look, he only has in his hour-long stream last night, there's like 1 page of comments. There's only like 20 comments. You can see the whole thing there, and
Right,
Joseph was one of them.
Yeah. And I noticed like that's just a pattern with these people, man. Like these trolls will be like in each other's chats talking shit about you.
Always.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's like I don't even pay attention to those weirdos anymore. Like I guarantee you the gas station attendant right now is rubbing his hands, like probably gonna come on here and start talking more shit. I mean, that's what Arthur sounded like. He sounded like the gas station attendant that's been talking all kinds of
He
shit.
did the same thing in the back room. That's what the gas station attendant. See, Arthur came out in the back room and was just holding his middle fingers up. This is exactly what Cuts does. He gets in the back room and does the same thing. And here's how you know that he was embarrassed by this. As soon as I put up the post of him doing this in the back room, he just dropped out of the room instantly. He like, see, so Arthur, you show that you know your behavior is wrong. I was actually going to let you come on here and see if you could explain yourself. But again, this is what you choose to do with your time, and that's why your people choose to. Nobody should be following you. You're an embarrassment.
I mean, that's what I've been saying, man. It's a network, man. It's a fucking network. That's what it is. It's a fucking network. A network of retards, man. Network of trolls, man. But I think that's all I had, man. I just hate people get on here and they start slandering me and shit. And people have been accusing me. They've been saying, "Oh, you're parodying Zach." I mean, when do I never parrot you, man. Like I always do my own shit. I always do my own decodes.
He does.
Like
This guy, you guys, King Richard. And again, I have some gripes with the way you conduct yourself online too. But you are a great decoder, and you definitely don't copy me. So often he'll beat me to the decode. And anytime I do a decode, if I had to pick a few people in the world who are going to catch things that I overlooked, it's always going to be King Richard's going to be on that list. So yeah, anybody saying that you're a parrot of me, you might have learned from me too, but you've never been a hater, and you've always added on to the work, and you've always done great research. So
that's the thing.
I'd rank you easily as one of the top 3 decoders in the world, and it's not even a contest.
Right, and it's like when people say that shit, right? They'll say that I'm parodying you or whatever. It's like I just laugh at that because it's like I if I was literally parodying you, that means I would be watching your stuff and then just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna steal this and don't add my own stuff to it.
Right. And that doesn't happen. Yeah, anybody saying that's a clown. But the same trolls that'll attack you, they'll never attack Joseph, who also sits here and copies my work. They'll never attack Arthur. So that's how you can see it's a network. That's how you can see.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like Jay. Like the only thing about Jay, like Jay, you should have seen that, man. Like Dr. Savage, that guy, he was the same guy that was saying he was gonna kill you when you pulled up to OKC a couple of years ago. So
I wasn't tripping about that. I was like, he's not gonna show up.
Right, yeah, just like a lot of these guys. It's like the gas station attendant. He'll say, "Oh, I'm gonna pull up," and he just never does anything. Like always, these people talk shit on the internet, man. They're internet gangsters, man. That's all they are. They're internet gangsters. Not even gangsters at that. They're just internet kids, man. Internet dudes, man. Like people are just not on the internet, bro. People on the internet, bro, just talking shit.
Yeah, indeed. Well, keep up the great work, Richard. And again, if you guys don't know King Richard TV, he keeps getting deleted too. But yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, brother, I've gotten deleted already like 6 times already. I had a channel up, not even up for like 48 hours. It's gone. But yeah, so this is my 6th channel now. 6th channel. So I won't be surprised it'll be my another one will be my 7th channel. So yeah. And again, Arthur, stop saying that I'm broke. Again, I have my own place. You sound like Joseph, who was trying to call me homeless the other day, when that's not true. So.
Yeah. Well, again, Arthur is not an authentic human being, and what he has a history of doing is lying, just like Joseph, and that's what you see from the full network. So
I mean, didn't he have Tom Brady losing in Super Bowl 55? I'll never forget that.
He had that as a guarantee. That was a guarantee. He said, "Mark my words, guarantee Mahomes will beat Brady." You're like, Yeah, he's done, and he just did the same thing with the Dodgers and Yankees. And I just called him out in a 2-hour video. I made about a 5-second comment. I said, and, Simple Trolls at it again. He guaranteed it wasn't going to be Dodgers and Yankees. Next thing you know, he's got an hour-long live stream with my name in it, talking shit, lying. It's just like, dude, nobody even was worried. That was 5 seconds of my 2-hour live stream. Nobody's tripping about that, but it shows you're over here listening to every little thing. So,
right, yeah. So,
all right,
appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Care, man.
Yeah, you too.
Rich. All right, from one Rich to the next. What's up, Rich?
2 Richards in a row.
Yeah.
I got a million thoughts running through my mind listening to this, Zach, for the last half hour. I don't even know where to begin, but someone like myself or even King Richard, the difference is when we present the work to people out here, we're going to give the credit where the credit's due and advertise your channel and tell people where we learned it from. And all these people just do these daily predictions on single sports games. And yeah, that's important. But I've said it a million times. What's more important than that is just showing what they do. You don't have to get the game right every time. But I mean, we know you have. And I'm sure Arthur's gotten some right too. Big deal. You can pick a single baseball game. But let's look at what.
I'm going to give Arthur his flowers on the one thing that I know he was right about, and I agreed with him when he found it. Arthur saw how the Toronto Raptors beating the Warriors was synced with Drake the rapper. And I don't follow Drake, so I totally overlooked that. And that's why if you have knowledge that somebody else doesn't have, you can connect the dots right. So Arthur got me to correct my pick. Arthur helped out our community the year the Raptors beat the Warriors, because I was thinking that was the 73rd season and Curry, born on the 73rd day of the year, was going to win the finals. I was saying that before the season began. But when he made that connection with Drake, I said, ooh, that actually makes more sense. And, what was interesting is that was the year that we realized you had to follow what NBA season it was as well as every pro basketball season. That was the 72nd NBA season, the 73rd pro basketball season. Toronto equals 72. So that was the one thing that Arthur has contributed. And what year was that now? I mean, that was quite a while ago. I know since then, Arthur's been trying to fade every championship pick and has been on the wrong side of nearly everything and using that guarantee word a lot. And then every time he's wrong and I'm right, he's online talking shit. And I'm just like, see, this is a sore loser. This is a sore loser right here. And he's also, and then we learned about his character, the TSA agent that stiffs cabbies and gets arrested for it. So anyway, go ahead, Rich.
Well, I mean, we could sit on here for 24 hours straight and go over each thing that you've exposed, whether it's sports or not. So it's like that. When I said dick measuring contest, I'm not saying you're having one. All these people who have learned your work, some of them try to think they're better than you now. And it's just nerve wracking when people can't even be on the same team.
It's an advertising mechanism, right? It just shows you what their character is. It shows you what the nature of their character is. If you're doing something that you learned from me, you don't go slander your teacher. And that's all Arthur does. He just continues to lie. And like that one night, he's home alone at 3 a.m. East Coast time, ranting about how much he wants my sweet lady to suck his dick. Dude, you're in New York and a woman with millions of people. Go find a woman in your neighborhood. There's a reason you're up online ranting all mopey, wanting the woman of your teacher. Again, that's loser shit. And I don't think you've been with any woman in all the years you've been here, which is also sad. And you got to reflect on why that is.
Jesus. Wow, I didn't know all that. Yeah. It just let's have a telethon, Jack, and just individually go over everything that's been exposed. And then no one can debunk it. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just nerve-wracking. Listen, it's sad we have to have a video like this.
It is. Really but I just got to remind people about this troll agent network hanging around, lurking. Kathy, who's like the only true subscriber that Arthur has, was in the stream yesterday or the other day spamming vote for Trump 2024. I mean, who are these people? I mean, it just shows you they were never about it. So.
And all these people have been around for years and should know all this stuff. What Kathy would be the last person I'd think that would be vote for Trump. She's got to understand politics are scripted. Yeah, I don't get it.
She was never about it. She's always here repping Fox News. watch Fox News, vote Trump. I mean, she wasn't ever about anything. She's just another one of these troll agents that hangs around.
Well, I'm grateful, Zach. I'll say that for everything I've learned, and I try to share it every day and have conversations with people, and you just wake them up one at a time, and that's all you can really do. I just don't understand how so many people are on the fence. We've all been here listening for a decade now. I mean, it's just I just don't get it, man. So
Jealousy.
I don't have much more. I got to get ready for work myself, but I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there. It's not always what you predict. It's about what you can show. So,
Yeah.
And one more thing, all the people who always say after the fact, get a clue, because it doesn't matter if it's after the fact. If I can point out and show exactly what they did,
Well, hold
then
on. Let's rewind
that's
that,
all
though.
that matters.
Hold on. Let's
That's
rewind
all
that, though, Rich. Is the work we're doing after the fact?
Now, I'm not saying it is, Zach. Okay, let me give an example. You couldn't have predicted Sandy Hook was going to happen, but you can certainly show what they did there, right? And a million other things. There's a million things that couldn't have been. I'm talking about the stuff that can't be predicted, but we can show. That's
But
after
again,
the fact.
rewinding the question, is all the work we do after the fact?
No, not at all.
Not at all. Exactly.
No. And that's not what I was saying.
I'm not trying to be arrogant about it, but have you ever seen anyone make more correct predictions about anything? I mean, whether we're talking about sports, news, weather.
When I first found you, one of the things you predicted was the Vegas massacre. You weren't specific. You didn't know exactly what it was going to be, but you knew it was going to be something major like 9/11.
We knew it was going to be at that timetable with Yom Kippur, and we knew it was going to be massive. I said it's going to be a huge, massive false flag, probably the worst since 9/11. And it was. Yeah. It was the worst since 9/11. Oh, they said over 500 some people shot.
That's the point I'm making, Zach, is you can show things still after the fact. You can also predict them, obviously. But you can also, there's nothing wrong with showing like something you couldn't have predicted, because we know what to look for. Mm-hmm. That's the point I'm making. They put out multiple narratives, right? So ever since 2018, when you called in the NFL, and then a week later, they gave us a numerology lesson on Sunday Night Football.
Right.
That's when the guy in the comments earlier said, "Oh, they haven't changed anything. Your numerology is just iffy." And I commented at him. I was like, "No." About 2018, when Zach called into the NFL and exposed them, and thousands of people have listened to that 5-minute video. That's when they started changing things. And putting out multiple narratives.
It was about Aaron Rodgers, the phone call, and then they do the numerology lesson for Aaron Rodgers Sunday Night Football.
On number 12. On the number 12, yes.
Yeah.
Why would they give us a numerology lesson on Sunday Night Football?
Here's why I'm pretty sure that these people you listen to call Monday Night Football and stuff, I'm pretty sure they're on top of our work. There's been numerous things that have happened. Joe Buck in the World Series about 5, 6, 7 years ago with the Dodgers. The closer, number 74 for the Dodgers, the dude with the dreads. What was his name? Kelly Jennings, was that his name? Kelly Jennings? Is that who it was? Dodgers closer. I forget, but the night before I did that, I talked about this major Jesus thing they did with him and the parallels with Tupac and other things. The next night, he's out on the mountains, they call him out, and Joe Buck's emphasizing Tupac, they're playing Tupac. And it was just like, okay, I just did a big video, and a big component of that was Kelly Jennings and Tupac, and now this the next day from Joe Buck. I still remember the Monday night game where I finally cracked the meaning of 132, and I made a huge point about that in the live stream. And then on the Monday Night Football broadcast, they're also like, you know what's a really interesting number? And they're like, what's that? 132. And then they put up this 132 stat. Wow. Forced on the screen. We're like, what? And the same day that I had this breakthrough on 132, they're doing this on Monday Night Football. So
people say they don't put out multiple narratives and stuff like that, but it's the same reason why they were waiting on us to show up in Oklahoma City because they know who you are. I mean, it's
Exactly. It might seem that they've deleted my channel and kept me small, but it is like that. It's like I show up in Oklahoma City, they got the police and the guards all ready for me. It's like, damn, hands on as soon as I walk on campus. I just wanted to take the tour. I didn't even have a camera or anything.
Not bad for a lowly censored YouTube channel, huh?
And also they changed the ceremony for the first time ever. They took it inside the church, and they had a line of police in front of the church, and they said that line of police was for us, and if we went in there, we'd be arrested, even though it was supposed to be open to the public.
Yeah, but nothing. But we're not showing nothing here. You know,
What
I mean,
the Oklahoma City Thunder owner was right in front of the building on the cell phone. We tried to strike up a conversation with him. What happened?
He hopped in a car and vamped out.
He got him out of there. That's what happened.
Dude, I was so looking forward to asking him about scripted sports, and it was such a letdown when he got in that car. I was ready to go to town myself.
I asked him, I said, is it true that you're the owner of the Oklahoma City Thunder? He said, yeah. And right as I got to started talking, man, the police just came through and swooped him right out of there. So.
Yeah. But yeah, there's nothing to see here on this channel. You know, come on, man.
Right.
But yeah, I appreciate you letting me get my little points out, Zach. And never think I'm saying that you're not predicting anything. I'm never saying that. I'm just saying I'm talking specifically to the people who always say after the fact. And I'm like, well, what if things are after the fact? Some things, out of a million things, a third of them could be after the fact, and it doesn't matter. You can't predict.
That's how I started. When I first started in 2013, I didn't know anything. I had to research, and I went and I looked at history, and from studying history and what they were doing, I said, now I think I can predict what they're going to do in the future. And
you're fishing for the narratives.
Guys, the very first video that I put on YouTube that actually stayed up was a prediction that was correct. So
nice.
Anyway.
But I'm gonna get ready for work. I just hope one day people start getting a clue, because you've only been here 10 plus years. I get it. I mean, I wouldn't be able to. I could sit down and randomly just talk to people for hours about the stuff I've learned around here. But there's people still debating and on the fence, and I just hope. I just don't know what else to do, man. So I just get on here and rant, I guess. But I hope you have a great day, and I'm going to start getting ready for work myself, bro.
All right, Rich, you have a good day, man. You take care.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Yeah, Rich has a health battle, you guys. And even with his health battle, he's come out and pounded pavement with us. So shout out to Rich. And, you know, like a lot of people, Rich, him and I've had our ups and downs too. But, again, that's why sometimes you got to have forgiveness and give people another chance. And I'm about to bring on a guy who I've given multiple chances to. And, again, the thing is, some people you keep giving chances to, and they just keep trying to do you wrong. Like, so I'm going to bring on Arthur. He came out and pounded pavement with us in New York City. And, you know, I gave him his props, and I appreciated what he said on the street. And then as soon as we got back from New York, he went online and started talking shit again. And I just thought, man, after it seemed like maybe we'd made amends. And honestly, there's not anything I really need to make amends with Arthur. It's just me forgiving him for being a troll and a slanderer and a biter. And again, just giving him another shot. But he did give a good speech in New York. And I remember he did the video afterwards, because I gave him one thing was out there to remind him to talk about, and he just skipped that. And I was like, why wouldn't you want to share about the Tuskegee experiment? It ties in the two things you're talking about. He's like, yeah, when I was out there, Zach was trying to tell me to bring in the Tuskegee part too. Yeah, why wouldn't you bring that in? It would have connected exactly. It would have made your work even more concrete. But he was all butthurt about that, apparently, that I tried to give him a good tip. And then he told a blatant lie, which is who he is. Again, he was complaining to me that day because he spoke before he came up and met with us, and he said nobody came out and listened, and they just walked by, and he's like, Zach, I don't know why we don't just quit, man. Nobody cares. And, man, I couldn't even raise $300 to pay my cameraman. And I said, well, whatever you don't raise for the cameraman, I said, I'll help you out with it. And he goes, I'll let you know if I need it. Well, he never got back to me about it, but what he did is he went online, and he said Zach offered to pay for the cameraman, but then never did it. And I thought, dude, like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? So anyway, I'm going to bring him on so he can defend himself. Now, Arthur, back and forth. Don't come on and be like, are you going to let me talk? Are you going to let me talk? That's exactly what that other idiot comes on and just did. And I say, yeah, that's why I just brought you on. But then he doesn't stop talking and he just telling lie after lie after lie and won't shut the fuck up. Just like what Cuts does, who sits in the back room and flips me off just like you. So we're going to have a back and forth. We're going to have a back and forth. I ask you a question. You can speak and respond and say whatever. But don't be trying to filibuster and talk for 2 straight minutes with nothing but bullshit. Because see, the thing is, the moment you lie, I am going to cut you off and I'm going to address it. I don't have to lie about you. You want to lie when you speak. That's why all you do is lie. So let's start off and see if we can start with an honest comment. Did you guarantee it wouldn't be Dodgers and Yankees? And did I have my whole community on Dodgers and Yankees? Because there is a factual answer to this, and everybody who knows, knows. So let's just see if we can start there with some honesty. And then if you can answer that question truthfully, then you can proceed. So did you guarantee it wouldn't be Dodgers, Yankees? And was I telling my community through all the postseason, Dodgers, Yankees? And please don't go back into your same bullshit about why 147 doesn't matter because of 2013. That was a different scenario, okay? And I already addressed the scenario. And I gave you the other pieces of the Yankees that obviously you're missing. We already did that in that stream, so I don't want to go back and waste time with that. We've already covered it. So let's start off with the question. Did you guarantee it wouldn't be Dodgers, Yankees? Did you come on and slander me last night with more lies? Was I right about Dodgers, Yankees? Let's start right there. Here we go. You ready? You're on.
Oh. You know, I usually don't apologize because I never do things, with a bad heart, But the thing you said about your wife, and then the thing that I said about your wife, I do want to apologize about that. That was kind of wrong. It's just that I get in the heat of the moment, and sometimes I say things that I look back and I'm like, dang, I should have never said that. So I do regret that. Out of all the things that I've ever said to you, that's the one thing I do regret: telling your wife to, SMD.
So you don't regret last night's live stream? You don't regret last night's live stream, which was all false and lies?
Last night's live streams, I don't regret because I just played the video of you making a prediction and you was incorrect about the prediction.
How did we do in the college championship there?
That's not what the video was about. The video was about
exactly.
you.
It was slanderous. It was slanderous. What was anything I said about? Hold on,
I predicted nearly every championship correctly.
Which is true.
And then here's an example of you.
Which is true. And I got the championship right last year.
Did you pick Gonzaga to win the championship one time?
Hold on. I had Gonzaga to have a perfect. Hold on.
I had
Gonzaga to have a perfect season, and when it was up against Baylor, I did say if you have Gonzaga, you will hedge with Baylor here because they're plus 3.5. And we saw how Baylor University was 82, and the 8-2-2-8 lined up if Gonzaga lost. So I had to hedge with Baylor in that championship.
Did you have Baylor to win the championship?
I told people to hedge with Baylor. We had Gonzaga to have a perfect season. So if you took that future, they were right there, and you were in position to hedge. So I don't feel bad about that.
So you was wrong because Baylor won the
No, I wouldn't say I was wrong.
Did you have the Bengals to beat the Rams?
I had a 3-point game and Odell Beckham to score the first touchdown of the game at plus 900 odds. I told everybody Bengals to cover the spread. That was the final conclusion.
Who did you have winning the game?
I told people it was tight at the end because of what we figured out about the 102nd World Series. So I told people to take the 3-point spread and Odell for the first touchdown. So plus 900.
So what in the Gematria decode led you to pick the Bengals to cover? Was it something in the ATS
powerful relationship of 3 and 56, which is the same reason we had Odell to score the first touchdown, number 3, traded to the Rams on the day, leaving 56 days left in the year. The exact same logic, which is why we won both those bets.
Okay, so let me just explain to you my problem that I have with you, right? You are a person that has a lot of influence. And the things this is why I get so mad at you. Because I'm like,
hold on, I'm going to bring it back on, but see, he's a liar. He keeps doing this. Can somebody in the chat let me know, am I lying? Did I not have, like, Big Al's out there. He should call in because Big Al did what I was warning Big Al, especially specifically before the game, that I really do think take Bengals with the points. I mean, anyone can go back and watch the video and watch where the conclusion is. You can watch the Trolls channel where he only shows the part about the narrative for the Bengals to win. Because the reason I'm cutting him off is, so I'm here. Somebody else out there, come on and tell me that I'm lying. Did we have Odell to score the first touchdown, which he did? And did I not say it was going to be a 3-point game? The Bengals were a 3.5-point dog. And see, he's asking a dumb question. Well, why would you like 3? I've always taught about 3 and 56. It's an ongoing pattern and relationship. Odell on his birthday went from the Browns to the Rams. The Rams started in Cleveland. So we had all this information. And see, he's trying to make it seem like we didn't have a nice winning Super Bowl and a nice winning playoff. You know, we were showing how it was all lined up with Billy Cannon, and we saw that the Bengals very well could be in the Super Bowl at the start of the playoffs. I've been covering the Joe Burrow and Billy Cannon thing since I went down to LSU to educate about it. So anyway, I'll bring him back on, but again, somebody else can come on here as well and explain that I'm not lying. Go ahead.
That's disrespectful. You have to stop doing that.
It's not disrespectful.
Yes, you're muting me when I'm in the middle of saying something.
In the middle of bullshitting.
All right, so if I'm bullshitting, after I'm finished, you can address the bullshit.
I'm addressing it right now.
Okay, fine. The problem that I have with you is that you're a person with a lot of influence, but you don't use your influence for the right reasons. You use your influence to pocket your money, to make money.
What money are you putting back into the community right now?
Well, I've done a lot of things. I don't put money specifically in the Gematria community, but I try to do different things. Like I give out food every year. I try to do different things. I don't know how to put money back in the community.
Ask for money.
The only way you have to let me talk.
Money, right? That's what you do.
The only way I know how to put money in the community is by giving them a sports prediction for free. That's the only way I know how to do it.
You try to raise money by saying, I'm going to give out bags of groceries. I've seen you do this.
Yes, I'll do it. I want to do it here in the United States.
Give you money so that you can go donate bags of groceries.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, I'm not a rich guy, even though I'm able to make some money off of the sports gambling.
Okay.
All right. This is the problem that I have with you, and please don't interrupt me because I haven't lied. There's no bullshit.
All you do on your streams is lie. That's all you do.
All right, fine. In my stream, this is your stream. I'm not lying in your stream. The problem that I have with you is that you have a lot of influence, and yet you haven't used your influence to make this community more powerful. You think that by giving out hoodies and giving out books that's all you have to do. No, you are the person that brought this information to the community, and yet all you've done in the last 10 years is talk about me. I did this. I solved this. That's not the point.
No, hold on.
That's not the point of this work.
That's not true.
All right, let's move on from I did this, I solved this, I did this. Let's move on from that.
Have I promoted you and helped get you your star? Am I the reason that you even had a channel get subs in the first place?
The community once again. What can we do to make 9/11 happen again? And I don't mean the tragedy. I mean when we went out and did the pound in the pavement and we all gathered up in Times Square. What can we do to do that? I don't want to hear about who you predicted in the 113th World Series because that was almost 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago. Oh, well, almost 10 years, 2017. It was what?
I've hit every World Series since I've been here, Arthur.
We don't care about that anymore. We don't care about that anymore.
I'm sorry. I don't want to listen to this guy because it's nothing but bullshit. We don't want to hear about the 130. I've hit every World Series since I've been here. You guys, I don't want to listen to just a bullshit or con man. Again, this is who he is. A TSA agent that stiffs cabbies, full of shit. Keeps going back to the same false arguments. I don't need to listen to that. This is nonsense. The 113th World Series, dude, you copied my pick last year when the World Series came around. We had it from opening day of the season. 50-1 odds. It's comical. Well, what's up, the Phillies ace?
Yeah, man. I was trying to get your attention to get me in there because he's full of shit.
He's full of shit.
See, what people don't understand when you do your decodes, you give us everything. You tell us everything verbatim of how things should go. Like we all know, sometimes the numbers go against teams. People don't realize that. So when you're wrong, oh, Zach was wrong. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
Hold on, I just want to pause. I want to pause real quick. See, the troll made a video talking about championship.
With the knowledge out there, they're going to try to switch things up on
the Phillies ace. Let me comment on it real quick. Again, Arthur played.
Or you trying to help the community? For you don't affect this in the world.
I'm trying to make a point about how the troll played a clip of me talking about how championship equals 131 and how often that number hits with championships, which is true. I mean, he doesn't have the coverage of the year before where it hit on the what were they 11.5-point underdog. So the year where it misses, he makes a video about that. Oh, what happened to the championship 131 number? It's like, dude, we've been hitting on the championship 131 number for a decade. Okay, it missed here, which is rare. Again, that was last college football season where things were very different last year. We didn't miss on the championship game, though. We were dead on about championship. I had Michigan to cover the spread. Lock City. Washington was dead meat. And we also had the final 2 games right once it was set that way. So, again, it's just when you chop up videos and make it seem like, oh, he got it wrong. It's like, well, behind that should be all the years of 131 and how many times it hit with championships. And then for Arthur to be playing that and laughing like, oh, what happened to 131 championship? Please, Arthur, how many times have you listened to your teacher and won on that? So to be mocking the knowledge, it just makes you disingenuous. And then to be saying that, it's comical, man. All right, you're back. You disconnected.
Yeah. That's what I was just saying. Like, people, you do everything that comes to light is because of you. You teach everybody the knowledge. You've been doing this for a long time, and if everybody didn't like it, was your work is supposed to be so bad, why do you have trolls? That's number one. You got trolls in here all the time, and everybody that hates Gematria is in your fucking streams. How can you make sense of that, Zach? That you have people that hate Gematria. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. But they're in your streams trying to use you to get viewers or subscribers or whatever. But you're a bad guy. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. How does that make sense? Can you tell me? Can you explain to me why does that make sense, Zach? Seriously. I just don't get it, how these people do this and they're in your stream. Number one. That's a big tell right there. That you know what the fuck you're doing. That you do, or they wouldn't be here doing what they do against you.
Exactly. And the guy who was just on who's a troll is subscribed to my Patreon. He's literally subscribed and then making videos accusing me of copying him. I've never been subscribed to his Patreon. Not for a day.
Right.
So who's copying
Yeah,
him?
I'm here to support you, Zach, because you do a lot. You've helped the community. Like, you tell people to take $5 and it's 2,500, whatever.
By
And
the
not
way,
only do that, and not only that, you talk about the stuff that is predicated to affecting us in the community, like with the presidency and all the stuff that is being thrown in our face and being laughed at, like everything that people being sacrificed. Nobody's caring about that. Everybody's worried about your picks or stuff like that. When you do more than that, you try to educate us on things that are happening to us, or it's more than that, just sports. And you've always said that, and that's one thing I respect about you. That's why I follow you, because you don't only just break it down with sports. You have a good heart. You try to help people. You may be, even you admit it sometimes. You could be, because people don't pay attention, so you might be aggressive at points. But I understand where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? But I just had one question about the ciphers. The Sumerian and the other Sumerian and the Latin ciphers, are they good enough to, or you just stick with the 4 main ciphers? Because I would like to.
well, the one that Derek renamed Latin, which gives you bigger values, that, like I say, that cipher can matter. Like when you're looking at franchise records, sometimes you'll see like a team name in that cipher equals 528, and the team can pick up the 528th win. I'm not usually doing that decoding because I already put enough in it and I just look in the base ciphers. But yes, that cipher can matter when you need those bigger numbers. Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to jump on here and say that whoever was, even this guy, that he has stuff that he did stuff, and now he's coming here attacking you, like you're doing stuff and then he had the audacity to make a sexual comment or tell about your wife. Who does that? Who? That means he's childish. He has nothing to stand on, or he wouldn't have said the derogatory stuff that he said about your sweet old lady. So, I mean, that's what people do. They attack somebody that is doing something good for the community. Again, like I said, you could be aggressive at times, and I get it. I get it, because you're being attacked. You've been doing this for over 10 years. They've censored you for so many times. And then you talk about how if you were doing sex stuff or promoting sex stuff, your channel would not be bothered. But since you're exposing shit, you're being attacked by, and you have people that live on your page
Sure.
trying to take your subscribers for themselves, for whatever they want to use them for, but they hate Gematria, or they think that you're full of shit. Make that make sense. Or unless, like you said, this world is stupid. Like a lot of people are fucking stupid. So I guess I don't know what to say. I'm just here to let you know that I support you, and Arthur needs to go check himself. Or
Sure.
yeah.
Here's the crazy thing too. Again, his thing that he said, it's always about me, me, me. I always use the word we and try to give people credit. And I've helped build up a lot of people's channels who just came back like snakes and slandered and tried to attack my name to build themselves up further, trying to climb up on my shoulders. He's one of those people. So again, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think I'm just a me, me, me person? I don't feel like I've been that way. For 5 years, I did this selflessly. Raised no money off it and helped a lot of people come up. I mean, who dedicates 5 years of their life grinding every day to get knowledge out there and ask for nothing in return, which is exactly what I did. I mean, since he came here, he's been trying to make money since the minute he got here.
Zach, because they always think that since you have Patreon subscribers, they try to expose that you make so much money that, why you haven't had to help pay for people to do this and do that so you can pound payment. They always try to say that, but they don't realize that the stuff that people are attacking us or trying to take you down all the time, and you lose subscribers because of people like him trying to denounce the work, and people are not educated enough. That's why you lose subscribers too. When you have trolls infiltrating your shit, that makes it look bad on you, because they don't want people. Some people don't want to deal with drama. They say, "Oh no, this must be some full of shit scam or whatever like that." That's the reason why you can't keep subscribers all the time, because you got these fucking trolls in here trying to denounce your work, which is sad. Because if they would pay attention, they would take $5 into 1,200, 2,500, and also they wouldn't see what's happening against us. So we can look forward to the stuff that's happened against us, humans, with politics and stuff like that. How we're being abused and everything like that. So it just sucks that you have to fight tooth and nail to try to get this work out, and you lose subscribers because of trolls like this. Because if somebody's looking outside, looking in, they're gonna see drama and they're gonna be like, "Oh, I don't want to deal with that. There must be something wrong there," and it's sad, man. I hate to say it, man, but I respect your work, and I'm here for you, brother.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
All right. You have a good one. Thanks, man. Yeah. Again, I never claimed to be 100%, but I totally stand by my work, and it has helped a lot of people change their life. And it is true that 5 years ago, my picks were better. And think logically why that is. Why is it that 5 years ago, when I knew less, my picks were better? See, there's rumors out there that I'm controlled up and I'm making it so it can't be as good as it can be. It's just like I explained to you guys. Things like Colorado and 38 used to be Lock City. They're not anymore. Why do you think that is? It's because a lot of people have learned about this. I mean, if you guys go on Twitter, there's like at least 100 people every day on Twitter advertising their Gematria sports picks. There's people that have built up quite big followings. You guys remember that dude Joey who said he got to have dinner with Tupac? He used to call in the show. He's bragging about how big his following is through Instagram advertising the services, and he does the same thing. He says, "I'm better than Zach," and there's no track record of that being true. There's a lot of history of him, his only picks for the day being teams that are 7.5-point favorites. Like I'm sure yesterday he had Hornets to lose, because that's what he does. He just picks all the favorites and says it's Gematria. But he's like, he posts, he's like, "I charge $50 a month because I'm that much better than Zach." It's like, and I never did anything to him either. I never did anything to that guy. He's another guy that doesn't like me because he doesn't like someone else in the community. And I sort of like that person in the community, but I am suspect of them because they are constantly doing what I asked them not to do, going online, making videos, starting beef with people. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who've changed their life through this knowledge, and there's a lot of people who I've helped out and built up their platform like Joey, and then they just want to turn around and be snakes. And here's another guy, Chris. And Chris, before you go on, I know you don't have to kiss my ass, Chris. But here's Chris. Like even Chris, who's about to call in and be nice to me, and I know it. I'm suspicious of a lot of people. I'm suspicious of Chris. But the reason I allow Chris to hang around and promote his work is because I know there is merit to Chris's work, even though half the time he'll be going against my favorite deco of the day, and I don't know why. But there is very much relevance to his work. And I'll tell you this right now, Chris is on the phone. I know what he does right now, which is different than me. It's a numbers and pattern thing. His work right now is better for college football by leaps and bounds than mine is right now. They've changed the algorithm for college football. I'm about to just stop with college football right now because I don't feel like I'm helping people there. I've seen Chris helping people with college football. So I'm going to let Chris come on and do his thing. But I do wish Chris would stop fading like really good patterns. Usually when you fade a really good pattern and it doesn't come in Chris, I'm saying, why is he doing that? But again, I do like Chris. I think he means well. And again, his college stuff is definitely bearing in mind right now. So go ahead, Chris.
Exactly. Definitely. You always know I got love for you, Zach. That's one thing about this, and it's hard to see you take a lot of stuff because even you check me, man. And like I said, it's like a big brother, and sometimes it's good to get checked, and I appreciate it actually. And if you don't look at it as someone who wants to get better and be around people who want to kind of check you here to let you know, hey, straighten up, walk taller, act this way a little better. I think you'll get in a rut and you'll start doing dumb shit. People start following, and it's truly disheartening that people discredit what you do. I've been following you for a long time, man. And I said before I followed you, my buddy from Phoenix told me about you. He's like, man, I know you've been doing this and you do sports and stuff. I follow this guy, Zach GematriaEffectNews on YouTube. I know you never heard of it, but you gotta listen to his headlines, listen to all his information. This is, I'm talking 8 years ago. And I go, okay. And in the meantime, I'm doing my numbers and patterns. So I'm not emotionally attached to you, your channel, your community. I was very new at the time. So there's a lot of fact finding, a lot of unknown information. I'm in a rabbit hole. I'm looking into it. I'm like, wow. And at the time, you're nailing shit. You're nailing futures. You're nailing a lot of stuff. You're on fire. Everything is hitting, and you're still on fire. So you're still on fire. But going with what I'm saying is, I'm looking at my numbers and I'm tracking what I'm doing, and I'm starting to see pattern with your information and what you're tracking and going, man, this guy means well to his community. He is doing right information. He is giving stuff out there that actually can help someone who is not emotionally attached to the situation, such as myself. I'm strictly following numbers. I look at you and I go, well, fuck, man. I think this guy has great information. Here's a golden goose. It's only going to make me bigger and stronger. Remember, I'm a guy following numbers, and I'm trying to get myself even sharper. So I got to think outside the box at the time, and I'm going with new information from you, and I'm like, this is great stuff, and it's lining up with my stuff. And I'm going, okay, well, shit. So I've been with you for a long time, and I can say, man, off of numbers with non-emotionally attached or zero interest at the time and still being with you, you mean well to the community. So people out there that come on, for me, it's hard to see you get discredited like that because I don't want to bet anybody out there. It's not my style. I wish everybody the best, actually. And it's in your right to have your own opinion, to be a content creator, to make your own money, to treat this as a business, and also help people in the meantime. And it's okay to not be perfect. And so many people shouldn't be focusing on what you're making, how much you make, and more really focused on let's get bigger and stronger and try to help out. And that's what you're going to get. I got it too, man. I got it too. I found a few people on my shit. I open up Patreons. They're taking my shit. They open up a Patreon. They're even using the same name almost, man. It's sick, bro. It really sucks because then it took my heart away. Still to this day, it sucks because it's people you wouldn't think who it was. You're like, wow, holy shit. And then you sit back and go, maybe it was for all the wrong reasons, and maybe they did take advantage of how things were. So you have to have a hard shell, and that's probably why in some situations you're harder and tougher in different ways, and why even you give me a hard time here and there. And you got to understand, if I'm ever fading something or if I'm ever on it, I'm just going strictly with the number. And at times when stuff lines up like that, it's just best for me not to give my insight, because I would hate to go against it and then also discredit you and myself for the community and hurt someone in that way.
It's all good, Chris. You don't have to explain yourself in that way. Like I said, what you do, there is definitely validity to. It's pattern recognition. It's a lot of hard work. And your stuff is paying dividends in a big way in college football. I've seen the results. And that's why I will honestly tell anybody, if you're coming for college football, I'd say just skip right past me and go to Chris right now. Now, Chris does charge a lot more for what he's doing, but he is doing a good job with college football. And, yeah, it's just...
Your notes helped me yesterday. Your NBA was great, and I went flawless yesterday at NBA. I went 8-0 with all spreads.
Well, somebody just said I was perfect yesterday in the NBA. I already went over the NBA. I did miss the Detroit game yesterday. The area code riddle got me there, and it doesn't normally get us. The area codes are normally good in the NBA, but it did get me. That was the only one we missed yesterday.
They are.
So
They are. Well, I mean, man, you're swinging the bat on all kinds of shit every day, and it's me too. I mean, you got to find what works and what's strong, and never get into yourself, man. Like, I don't like it when you say, go past me and go straight to Chris with that. Because to be honest with you, man, there's things that you're going to see that I don't see, and I'm going to see.
No, I'm going to say it again. For college football this year, you guys, my whole college football season this year is 50-50, and it's not because I'm doing anything different. It was like that last year, too. I'm back-to-back on 50-50 years on college football because something has definitely been switched up. Like I told you, they took all the stats out of College Football Reference, and now what we were doing in the past ain't working. So something is different. We did like Oregon up to upset Ohio State. I mean, that came in, but I can't brag about it because the other game I liked that day didn't come in either. So, again, I've always been authentic about when I'm right and wrong. But yeah, go ahead.
Your prop bets are absolutely on point, fire too, and that's a strong point. So I keep doing what you're doing, man. You're still sharpening the edge, and you deserve to make money. That's the name of the game. So, guys, people, we deserve to have a job. We deserve to have value and value ourselves. You're going to have a family. To be honest, I've told you this so many times. I think you're too cheap. And a lot of people, they don't want to hear, Chris, don't say that. Fuck, we don't want him to raise his $5. But, man, come on. I have a Patreon, bro. There's a reason why I cost so much. One, I value myself, and everything I give out is going to be fucking great information. It's going to make you money. And I just hit Vegas NASCAR, Joey Logano. I hit Logano, man, at plus 1,600 to 1, and he won the NASCAR this Sunday. And I hit the other NASCAR, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. And when you're giving shit out there like that, and you're giving great value, we had Stanton hit a home run. I think touchdowns. This is for other calls because you're probably going to do your sports later. So I'll give more stuff out later, but I want to do props and stuff. But like I said, going back to what it is in a whole circle, and I'll get off the phone, bro. It sucks to see you have to deal with the stuff like that, but the cream rises to the top, man. And if you keep on point and you keep going, these people are gonna keep attacking. Like I said, I got them in my community, and I figured out how to try to find out who's the real people that want to take you down and not. And you'll see people who are subscribed to your Patreon, and then you can click on them, and it's also going to tell you who else are they subscribed to. Are there any other creators out there that they're subscribed to within the Patreon? And you can see who's a sneaker and not, and go, oh shit, oh wow. Oh, this guy's a subscriber to me, and he just opened one up too, and he's got his own page. Oh shit, is he doing copy and paste? Wow, and he's, you know what I mean? And I'm sure you're smart, and you see it too. And for you having so many quantity of people flowing in, you're going to deal with it twice as much as I'm going to deal with it, because a lot of people, I ain't going to deal with your bullshit. You ain't going to come on and start, because I value myself. I know my hard work. 15 years and over 15,000 hours of numbers and patterns recognition. I'm not fucking around, and I'm not going to hear it. So you're not even allowed to comment on my shit unless you're in my Patreon and you're in a tight community where everybody in there, they're here for sports betting. That's our main focus. And your main focus is sports betting and headlines and news and lining everything up with the shit going on. 9/11, fucking the Broncos winning the Super Bowl. You were saying these Yankees and Dodgers were going to get going to this World Series. I mean, come on, man. You've been down baseball, and the information's there. It's just all how you take it. So some people take your information different, and some people take the information and people do well better than others, and you just try to tighten it up. So thanks for letting me ramble, bro. It's nice to ramble because I don't have a lot of friends, man. I do have a good community, and I like your community, and I love how your people thrive. But don't ever discredit Zach, man, because I'm saying his numbers and his work, he honestly means well to everybody. He's trying to make us all win. And I'm coming from a numbers point where I'm just going off of that. And I see it and I go, man, he made me so much better. So I thank you very much. And guess what? You gave me a platform too. You let me speak. You let me talk. And you also gave me an opportunity where I had enough balls to start my own Patreon. So you do help others. And I got to give you a lot of credit for that. Following you for so long, and then you doing your sports, and I was following you for 3 years, and I never had a Patreon, and I'm doing my shit, and everybody's always asking me, Chris, who do you have today? Who do you have today? Man, and then people are like, dude, you got to make money somehow, some way off this. You shouldn't be doing that. And you gave me the balls, bro. I was kind of a shy, like I said, I had ADHD, I was a little shy. You kind of broke me out. So when I saw you doing it, I said, you know what, if you can do it, I can do it too. And so I want to thank you for that, because to be honest with you, it's only made me better, and I'm a lot more successful right now as a person and with this because of you giving me that platform. So you have an excellent day, and I always mean well to you, man. I want you to know that. It's never happened, and I love it when you if there's something you don't like, I'll take it as a man, and you check me and you let me know, because I'm not going to be one of the other guys who are really hard and trash your work, because I see the value and the quality and the time. You're up at 3-4 in the morning. Your shit's out every day. You're doing 15 streams a day. You're hitting every point all day. It's exhausting, and you keep going, because we ain't gonna the harder we work, bro, the luckier we get. Have a good night, bro. I'll keep rambling because that's
all right. Appreciate it, Chris. Chris in Vegas. If you guys want to check him out, he does do good work. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, I do grind, and I've been grinding every day for over 11 years now. And we got another gentleman who hasn't been here a long time, but he's been a great contributor, taking to the knowledge. He helps the community. He's had some nice hits this year. And what's up? Open up.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me all right?
You're loud and clear.
All right, cool. So just regarding what you just said about contributing, it was nice. We saw that KD got his over on his points yesterday. He didn't hit the threes, but he did get the points, so that was good. One thing.
Oh, snap. He dropped. Oh, he came back. You still there?
Yeah. Did you hear what I said? Or
you said he got the over on the points, but he didn't hit the threes.
Right. All right. So, yeah, I just wanted to shout out King Richard. We know he does great work. And we can confirm he does great work because of what we see. But now his channels are getting deleted after 48 hours. So we know he's doing something right. Mm-hmm. But I just wanted to come on and tell people, like, there's a lot of people saying that, oh, Zach doesn't make decisions. Zach never posts any tickets. I mean, first of all, like, if you're not able to read and comprehend anything, then you should just leave. You shouldn't be betting, because the way that he presents his work is not only to give you the best possible outcome, but it's also to help you learn yourself so that you can take it.
Exactly. And it's crazy how people don't appreciate that. I'm teaching you how I look at the games and make decisions. See, some people will complain, they're like, all I want is you to write down which teams are going to win. That's what I have time for. It's like, well, again, that's not the way I'm going to do it for. And if you do read, if you do take the time to read, which might take you 5 minutes to read through the notes, you will get that. But some people are just that lazy. They just want it. They just want this. Again, you're getting something more valuable than that. You don't appreciate it. Hey, don't cast your pearls before swine. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, and I think part of that is because a lot of people who are coming in, they're coming in as people who just like to bet on sports. Like, they're looking beyond the real point of what we're doing. Like, a lot of people they're coming from some professional bookie or something, someone who's watching like sports trends and putting out their picks for people just to follow. And a lot of people following those picks, they don't even know like what that person is doing to come up with that. They're just like, oh, this guy's been winning. He put this out. All right, I'm going to follow him. And that comes from like the programmed mindset where the news gives you something and you follow the direction. You don't question anything. You just, do what they say. And that's why they come here. They're like, oh, where are the picks? Like, we just want the picks. You could find that somewhere else. But here, you're going to look at the notes. You're going to read. You're going to understand. You're going to improve yourself. And if you keep at it, there's people who are doing well. And there's people who have opened their own Patreon because of how your notes are and how you presented things. the other thing I wanted to say is like I've won a lot from the baseball stuff that you've put out throughout the season, even though it's not been the best baseball season. The playoffs have been good, and I've still never watched a single baseball game in my life, and I've been winning because of your. That is appreciated too.
By the way, Arthur said in his stream that I didn't have the Dodgers in spring training. Is that true?
No, that's not true. I mean, you put out the Braves and the Dodgers before the
Right.
season, and I put in little like $5 on both teams, and I mean, I lost $5 on the Braves, but I still won big on the Dodgers. So, and then regarding Arthur, like I didn't even know Arthur was still doing anything, or until today that someone brought him up. But
Well,
yeah,
what's crazy is so he came back around. You know when the rapper dropped dead on the stage and it was synced up with Timbaland?
yeah.
He came back and he put out a video saying that I copied his decode on that. And I didn't even know he was back either because he'd been gone for months. I thought he finally quit, but then he had to come back hating right away. And he put the video up and then he took it down. He's put up several videos about me over the years that he took down. But I was like, dude, you haven't even been around. How are you going to come back and say I copied you on the decode of the rapper collapsing? I mean, come on.
Right. And like I said, I haven't heard from him for a long time. I thought he was done. The last thing I heard was him guaranteeing the Detroit Lions to win the Super Bowl, and we know how that went.
I wasn't even aware he did that because I mean, he just has a history of guaranteeing false picks. I mean, that's what he does.
Yeah, and I mean, you probably haven't heard of it because he probably deleted that video after it didn't happen.
Because I'm not really listening. The only reason I listen is because somebody actually multiple people told me that he made another video attacking me and calling me the worst decoder, and I'm just like, how can you honestly call me the worst decoder when I'm the one who taught you all how to do this?
Right. And
hold on, let's bring this gentleman on for a second. He wants to come on and say that I wasn't nice to Arthur and I should have let him talk more. But again, I asked Arthur to answer a question if he wanted to talk. Now, did you hear me ask him a question? Did he answer that question? Open up.
Well, I'll be honest. I was here earlier in the back room waiting, but I left because I had a work meeting.
I asked him to just come on and say if he could be honest that he knew that I had the Yankees and Dodgers and that he guaranteed it wasn't going to be that, and he wouldn't answer that question. So here, let's bring Carlos on real quick because Carlos was mad about the way I handled Arthur's. Carlos, what was the problem?
Oh, well, you could have kept talking to him because I was still driving right now. But the problem was he was trying to address his problem with you, and then you just kept cutting him off. Yes, you did have.
Carlos.
Yes,
Carlos,
you had your pick.
Carlos,
right.
Hold on, though. He had to go back to Super Bowl 54 when him and I have already had this back and forth like 10 times.
Yeah,
so he keeps doing the same game.
Yeah. I don't like all that too, but he said scratch all that. This is what I don't like about you right now, Zach, and you didn't let him get that out. And that's what I didn't like about. He was like, okay, well, fuck all that. Yes, I be lying about you on my. Oh, I didn't mean to cuss. I'm sorry. He was like, forget all that. He was like, yes, I lie about you on my page, but this is what I don't like about you right now. And he got this. And he was like, man,
hold on, Carlos. You're breaking up because you're driving. Carlos, you're breaking up because you're driving. I'll come back to you in a few minutes when I see that you stop driving and let you get it out. But I hear what you're saying. The reason I just had to cut him off, though, is because it's nothing but lies and bullshit out of his mouth. He didn't answer the question. He went back to the same old shit, which he already knows isn't true. It's nothing new from the con man. So for me personally, I'd heard enough, and it ain't nothing. But anyway, let's go back to open up until Carlos is done driving.
Yeah, and I could agree with you there. Like if someone is lying about something, you're not just going to let them keep talking. Like you got to address the lies, right? You got to fix it up. But yeah, I didn't have much else to say. I just wanted to, like, the main point was to tell people, like, on the Patreon, if you're joining Zach's Patreon, which I'll also mention is, like, the price is really low, the value should be higher. But if you're joining and you're looking at the notes, I mean, make sure you know how to read and comprehend things, because if you don't, you're going to be lost. You're going to be asking, oh, so who's the pick? Like, what's the pick? And I've noticed too over the years, like you've made it even easier to figure out like who's the favorite team or who's the favorite player or whatever by putting it, one above the other. One has a lot more notes than the other, so that's probably the better pick. At the same time, nothing is guaranteed. Like, you should know that on your own. Like, you can't look at something, even the best things have missed in the past. So you can't look at something and say, oh yeah, I'm putting $5,000 on this, and then you lose, you come back and you blame someone else. So that's all I wanted to say.
And again, what do I preach? What do I preach should be your gambling limit a day? Say the same thing every day.
$5 a day or less. Yeah.
$5 a day. And I say, if you lose your $5, that's the reason to remind you not to go waste your money on overpriced shit at the fast food or the junk store. Instead of putting junk in your body that poisons you and takes years off your life and gives you medical bills down the road, learn how to take $5 and turn it into 100 and a little sports parlay. I don't think that's evil or bad. I see it as another form of investment and being intelligent with your decision making. And again, you're not going to win every day, but and again, here's the thing too, you guys. Anytime I post something on Twitter, it's nothing but a hater comment. Like right here, there's a lot of winning slips this season, small bills into big bills, and the two best I've seen is $1 into 1,200, and now $3 into 5,100. But there's a lot that are like $1 into 300, $2 into 500, $5 into 1,200. 5 into 150, 5 into 2. There's just tons of these from the community. There's a lot of people using the method. So notice I post this and right away there's a guy on Twitter who's like, I used to make these slips too. It takes a lot of time, but you can spread 300 across 100 bets like this and win some. This method does not prove there is a reason to be confident in the picks. See, it's just nothing but bullshit. Is he even talking about my work? It seems like this is some troll bot account trying to, again, squash what we're doing. Again, I could fill up the whole Twitter ionosphere with the bet slips from our community this year that are super impressive. And we're not telling people to put out 5 different $300 worth of $5 picks for the day. No, there's a lot of people just doing one $5 pick and turn it into a nice winnings. And they don't even need to win the rest of the season. They've already guaranteed they make a profit if they just stick with the $5 method for the rest of the year. So again, and you're listening to a voice of somebody who's had a lot of nice little bets and parlays this year right now open up, one of many people in the community. But yeah, you guys should also be asking, like, why is that? Why is it always just a troll comment, like instantly anytime I post anything? It doesn't matter if it's YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. It's like a troll comment instantly. It's like, why are trolls the ones so dedicated to respond? What's that about?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the trolls are the ones that have all the notifications on. They're ready when you go live. They're ready for whatever you post, and they're right there to, post something negative. But the last thing I want to say, I just want to shout out like Richard, Itachi, Valentino, Six Links, and then of course you, the people that I learned from, and the people who I think are doing pretty good work. I probably left out a lot of people like Amy and Kayla. There's a lot of other people. But yeah, I appreciate all those people, and I appreciate you for bringing this work. And a lot of people don't know, like, I don't know if they don't know or if they don't want to admit it. Like, you're the one who brought this to the forefront. Like, if you didn't bring this up, there probably wouldn't be anyone with Patreon doing Gematria or anything like that. And I mean, of course, it's possible someone else could have stumbled upon it, but it's you who was the one. So I just give you the credit for that. And then shout out to all the other people I mentioned as well.
Well, again, thank you once again, open up. And again, when you guys join the community, which I don't charge much to get into anymore, you get to hear the voices of other people who do great research, like this guy right here. And again, like when I listen to him talk, I think, like, I don't know why there's not more people like this in the world. All I've ever done is give access to knowledge that really can help you win and multiply. And again, it's just like, it's crazy how many people are coming sideways, always lying, always slandering, always saying things that aren't true. It gets really old and aggravating. And again, a lot of times it's the same old characters too. And you have to ask yourself, how could a Arthur ever be hating when he says that he's changed his life from this knowledge that he learned from me? I mean, it's like you'd think he'd just be saying thank you all the time, not hating all the time. So
yeah, and it's funny, like, a lot of your biggest trolls now are people who you've promoted. So that's the funniest part of all of it. That's like the biggest mockery of it all.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, take care, Zach, and yeah, shout out to Jay too. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Yeah, have a good one. Open up. What's up, Jay?
I'm not trying to be redundant. I just wanted to give a message because I want people to understand why I try my best to, like, not be in beef. Like, it's so ironic because by trying my hardest to get people to have peace with one another, it's like I just end up being dragged more into the conflict more and more. And I heard King Richard say, like, how could I have not seen Dr. Savage? I just wanted to clear shit like that because I see people in the chat saying to be suspicious of me because I tried to defend. It's like I'm trying to get. I called in to get Zach to understand that I literally didn't even know what the fuck Arthur had even did, and yeah, fuck him, because I don't like people who try to manipulate other people into their side, and that's clearly what he was doing. Because, like I said in the phone call, he didn't even fucking he completely neglected to tell me all the fuck shit that he has said about you and your wife. He never once mentioned that he that he told Sweet Lady to suck his dick. And the whole time I'm telling him, I'm like, well, you must have said something wrong. You must have said something to him for him to want to clap back at you. He's like, no, man, I didn't say anything. The whole time he's just playing fucking victim. And I can't stand people who lie like that and try to play victim and leave out everything that they said. And I knew he was leaving something out. And then when Richard told me that shit, it made complete fucking sense. But I just wanted to clear this shit up because I hear people saying, I saw people saying slick shit in the chats. Like, I try my hardest to be as fair to people as I possibly can. And the reason, it's not that I didn't see Dr. Savage was a troll. I knew. No, I know you're not suspicious, but I know you were just saying, like, how could I not see Dr. Savage was a troll? And it's like, it's not that I didn't see it. It's that I didn't want to. I want my channel to be about information, about opening people's eyes. I knew Dr. Savage was a. Yeah.
That is what you're talking about. I never been suspicious of you, but I was surprised you were defending Arthur even a little bit based on his history. And it's okay because you weren't aware of what was going on. So it's forgiven. And King Richard wants to come on here and clarify too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's up? My bad. Yeah, no, I'm not suspicious of you, bro. I actually support you, man.
I know. I wasn't talking about you. It was other people in the chat saying shit. Oh, you should have already known. The fact that the fact that you even tried to give him the benefit of the doubt shows. I'm like, right. I just wanted to get on it and clarify that I want to give the reason why I act the way I act now is because I have been through things that are traumatic. I have seen what happens. Can y'all give me a second? I got this toddler. Oh God, bro. God, this man's trying to come into my room, but the door is locked. It's stupid, man.
Yeah, take a second. I'll come back to you when you're back on the screen. All right, we got King Richard want to respond, and then we got Carlos back with a good connection.
Well, yeah, go ahead. I'll stay here. Let's hear what Carlos got to say.
I'm still driving. Hold up.
He needs a second.
He needs a second.
Go ahead, Rich.
Is that the same guy that was saying in the chat talking about
No, he said I didn't handle that right when I brought Arthur on. But again, Arthur didn't ask. I set it up. I asked Arthur to answer one question. He totally dodged it and tried to go back to something years ago, an argument he keeps bringing up, which he knows is a lie.
I mean, and go watch that stream from December 2023. I think it's around New Year's or Christmas. He was in his room, pretty much saying, "Tell Sweet Lady to suck my dick," and the N-word. I'm not gonna say it on here, but yeah. He kept saying that over and over and over and over and over. It's like, that's not how somebody, you know what I'm saying, should be conducting themselves. They're like trying to, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Carlos, are you ready, or you still need a minute?
Give me like 5 minutes.
All right, he needs 5 more. I'll bring you back on in 5 minutes, Carlos.
I'm good.
Back.
Yeah.
Right.
But no, I know Richard isn't suspicious of me. It was just other people, but you were like, how could I not see it? I just wanted to clarify because I just wanted to explain why I am the way I am. It's not that I couldn't see Dr. Savage was what he was. It's just that because he had already beefed with me before over over not what's the word? Over not going along with his flat earth bullshit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he had already said shit. But then what was strange is that this guy, I posted I made a post about my health issues. And then he commented supporting me. And I was confused. I'm like, wasn't you just talking shit about me? I thought you was one of the ops. So like what's going on? I thought I was one of your ops. So what's happening? But I let it go because I'm like I said, I always try to see the bigger picture. I always try to be like, all right, I'm gonna just ignore this thing. I'm just let him keep doing what he's doing. Cause he was saying she was always calm. He was supporting. I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm just letting him keep doing what he's doing. So it's like I knew he was one of the people, but like I said, I try my hardest to avoid conflict. And it was the same thing with Arthur. I was trying to be understanding of both sides, But of course, it was shit that he was leaving out. And then what he did yesterday showed that he was just fucking lying about shit. But I just, like I said, I try to be as patient as I can with people, because a lot of the reasons why people argue with each other, and you got people that's like all doing all this shit. It's like all that shit. There's really no reason for it, and it's not Zach's fault. It's his fault because he wants to keep fucking lying. It's not. It's other people's fault if they want to keep lying and being disingenuous. And because I call shit out, I already know niggas gonna be like, "Oh man, you fucking dick riding Zach. You just grind this." It's just like it's just shut the fuck up. Like it's people just they do want to pick sides. He's telling me in the phone calls like, "No, I'm not trying to get you to pick sides," but the fact that you never neglected to tell me that, you told this, how do you think a man is gonna respond to you after you told his wife? I don't know if Sweet Lady was pregnant at this time.
No, hold on, that's not even what it's about, Jay. I mean, that was after like 5,000 spectacles that he'd already put on that were on the same level.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, it's like it's just the fact that he's trying to play victim over this. It's like,
you know that his website looks exactly like my original.
I've never been to his website.
Yeah, the blog,
the same
blog
color
spot.
scheme and everything.
Yep.
I've never even been to his website.
New to the community when I started a Patreon, he immediately started a Patreon within days, selling sports picks at the exact same time my stream was at. He has literally copied everything I did since I got here. He showed up like right around the time I put any monetary value on any of my work. And not long after and the reason I promoted him is because he called in and asked me to decode his dead relative who was a cop in New York City. He thought it might have been one of those police murders.
Yep.
And then that was his introduction to the community. And then almost instantly got into marketing sports picks, where he was subscribed to my Patreon and putting out almost the same information, but trying to go against certain picks just so that he could say, "Oh, Zach got that one wrong and I got it right." But that wasn't happening very much. I was like maybe 1 out of 30 type of thing. But he always highlighted that anytime he did it. And I was like, something wrong with this.
Right.
But yeah. I know that's not what it's about. It's just I know it's not specifically what it's about. It's wild that to even try to play victim. It's like where I'm from, niggas get killed for saying shit like that about another man's wife. It's like you should be glad that all he does is bully you after you said some shit like that. Like it's just like you're lucky that he didn't try to find out where you live at and shit like that. It's like you get one in between the eyes for saying shit like that about another man's wife. Anything along those lines.
Jay, the reason they do that shit is because there's no repercussions, man.
Yeah, it's over the internet.
They can say whatever the fuck they want on the internet. That's why, like the gas station attendant, he can talk all kinds of shit about me all day, saying he's gonna pull up on me, all this type of shit. But I know he's not gonna do any of that shit because they just do that shit because it's on the internet. They're on the internet, bro.
Yeah. And I wanted to just make this last point before I get off. I try, like I said, I tried my hardest to avoid confrontation because I am someone who grew up with a quick temper. I used to get myself into a lot of situations that I didn't need to get into. I know I can go too far when I get upset, and that's why I just try to avoid conflict. And I have seen what happens when conflict gets out of control, even within my own family. I have literally had my own mother try to kill me before, literally, because we got into it that bad before. So that's like, I've been through traumatizing shit. And that's the reason why, even when I see somebody say something and I understand what they are, I don't do shit because I'm like, okay, as long as they're not threatening to do this, as long as they're not saying that, I'm gonna just let them, I just allow Dr. Savage to exist in my chat because I'm like, okay, he's not hurting anything, whatever. But again, when he keep trying to come on here saying slick shit out his mouth, talking about I'm copying this person, that person, I'm parroting Zach. It's just retarded. It's like, do you think there are so many reasons why the flat earth doesn't make sense? Time zones, eclipses, or why it's just more consistent that we're on an orbiting sphere. We see the earth shadow during a lunar eclipse that is clearly shaped like a spear. Like what is your explanation for that shit? What is your explanation for us not being able to see parts of the sun when the shit goes down and we literally can't see half of the sun below the fucking, like if you're looking at the shit on the beach and shit like that? It's like none of it it's just not even consistent. And it's like you can tell that it's being used as a psyop to bait us, just like the 5G shit in 2020.
Oh yeah,
Just
baby.
like the Pizzagate shit. All of these things were things that they allowed to go viral because they knew it was going to make us look
just like the
stupid.
Diddy shit, just like the Diddy shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Let's let Carlos get in for a minute. I think he's finally
yeah.
ready here. What's up, Carlos?
What's going on? First of all, I want to say what's up to the family. I'm not new here, but I am kind of new because I don't really be calling in and doing all this stuff. But I heard what some guy that you let on right after me kind of said what I be saying. Like Arthur was saying, like people really can't understand what you be saying. He was trying to say like you need to make your pitch clear, and you be saying like, well, I've made my pitch clear. If you can't understand, if you can't comprehend that shit, then you know what I'm saying. Like that's on you. And I feel you. I feel you where you coming from. Like you kind of make your pick clear. What other one to say is like, yo, this is who's gonna win. This is what you know I see. That's his gripe with you. That's what he been saying all the time. If you go to his videos, anytime you make a video about Zach, I'm in the comments like, yo, how the world can you be on here talking about Zach? You know, he taught you. Anybody who talking about Zach, you know, I try to comment, be in the comments like, you know what I'm saying? Zach is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, pause, but like he the daddy of this gematria shit. Like, how can you go against, you know what I'm saying, the dude who taught you that? So let's get that clear. Second of all, like I'm just the guy that's like, I just try to fix everything. Like, I don't believe in all this conflict. Like, how can we, it's a greater cause out there. So how we out here bickering with each other? Like, we need to fix this. We're grown men and we're arguing about who make better picks or who's reading this. Like, this a
Exactly.
clue game. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
disagree with that.
I know.
And
Yeah.
it's a game of puzzles. So if he can read the puzzle better than me, I'm not gonna be here and be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Or if he can't read the puzzle better than me, I'm not gonna be here and
Yeah.
be like, yo,
Exactly.
he's not a good puzzle reader. I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, try to fix it. And we need to come together. Like, I'm just like wishing on the day that I see you, Arthur, call me kinfolk, just like this. I want to see all y'all together. I don't want to see I have to go over here and watch Call Me Kinfolk video. I have to go over here and watch Arthur video. I come over here and watch your videos. I'm tired of that. Then I have to see y'all bitching and fighting. I'm tired of all that. Like, I've been following you ever since you made the King James coming. I've been following you ever since back then. And I see all the people coming in that's been fake and phony. I've seen that. And I don't like the Rambo thing. I want you to fix that. But you can't fix it by yourself. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, that's the only person that I've kind of watched that's kind of fall on the naysay that kind of haven't been right. Everybody else that haven't been right that fall off. They have been fake and phony. And I applaud you on seeing that. But this Arthur thing, like he has been, the nigga said the mess was gonna win. I seen that for myself. I'm like, though, you just said the mess was gonna win. So how can you like answer the question? So I kind of see what you were saying. It kind of gets aggravating because you was trying to get an answer to the question, but like bump all that. You know what I'm saying? Bump all that. We
Again,
need to fix the
Carlos,
problem.
Carlos, I just want to interject. I don't do these streams as like a pissing match because I know what the score is. The reason I'm sick of this is because I'm tired that there's this troll slanderous network that no doubt Arthur is part of, because I see the people in his streams. They're the same trolls and agents. There's literally something that's been built around us to try and cause division and conflict. You said how Rambo left. I never did anything to
Exactly.
Rambo. All I ever did was promote Rambo and bring him on my show and give him as much time as he wanted to talk every Wednesday and tell people to support his Patreon. That's all I ever did for Rambo. Rambo had this same troll network always in his ear, and he finally thought they were in it. He's not the first person that happened to. So the reason I do these streams is to remind people about the reality of the snakes hanging around here, and Arthur's one of them, no doubt about it. And again, I asked Arthur, I said, I will let you talk, but I just want you to answer this one question. And he didn't answer it. He just stepped right around that and went back to an argument we've already covered where he's lying in that too. It just gets annoying. It's like, see, this all I'm ever going to get for Arthur is dishonesty and sideways bullshit. He knows what the score is too. He knows I built him up. He knows I promoted him. He said in the beginning, thank you. He's helped change my life. And then in no time after that, though, the whole thing flipped and he's trying to attack and build up. And it's just, so, I'm just sick of that. I'm sick of, and then to come on here and say it's always been about me. No, I've helped out a lot of people. It's always been about
I'm one of those people. It's like you gave me your super chat money one time. It's like,
you say you have a big ego.
Wait, what?
So, like, if you can now you have a big ego, so I see it myself. You say
It's
I got
mine.
an ego, you know what I'm saying? So okay, he got an ego, so let's get around it. Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, what I think needs to happen though, after all these years, we need to find some people what you've been saying, but people need to come through. We do have to build something that's going to, because it's like watching on the inside is like, okay, what are we doing still? Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we going to keep fucking predicting these games? Or are we going to do something? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to get you on Facebook. Like we need to build.
We can only do something when enough people come together and work together, right? And I've been trying to make that happen, but there's some people that want to come in and cause division and conflict and blow up what we're trying to accomplish, and it's just it's difficult. So I'm not going to put it on myself for why my dreams and aspirations haven't been achieved for getting more people to wake up and stop these rigged sports leagues and these rigged elections. I feel like if more people were pushing and being allies and trying to help, maybe it would have happened by now. I mean, it's been 11 years.
11
I haven't stopped putting out the same message. So again, it's so hard when there's so many snakes and people who will just throw you under the bus because they're getting paid to do so. And again, we're talking about the content of somebody's character right now who has articles about them like this. You know, I mean, this is the guy that you want to defend, a guy who stiffs cabbies. I mean, does that surprise you? It doesn't surprise me in light of what he's trying to do to me.
Was he 27? Is that 27? He was 27 when that happened?
Oh, that was from 2014. Yeah. I think he's like 35, 36 now.
It's 10 years later, and his character hasn't changed. He's the same person.
Right.
Again, I offered to give him $300 in New York. He turned me down, and then he makes a live stream about how I didn't give him the money I said I would give him. It's just like, who does this? Who does this?
Yeah. But still, like Arthur does a lot of stuff for the community that is like he flew down, all the stuff. Like a lot of stuff he does, I do applaud. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff he be saying on his stuff, I be like, man, is he saying it to get another string? Like is he saying it to get like another like or something? Like because like when you go against each other, like at first I thought y'all were beefing to try to get some, you know what I'm saying, people to actually get engaged or whatever. Then y'all was gonna come together. But I was like, man, this y'all going on too long now, so they might have not gonna come back together. What's really going on? So like, I see where you're coming from, but I'm like, you being the big, like you like the big homie, the OG, like you got like, it got to be some other people that got to fight your battles for you. Like if you see something, you being the OG.
I don't expect other people to fight my battles, and most people don't help me out. It's just like, you know, we have a winning day. I say congrats to the winners, and I got 20 troll comments, and anybody coming by who doesn't know anybody's like, well, all the comments are about how this guy's a liar and a fraud. You know, I would think the people that were sharing the slips, they can get on there and argue too, but they don't. And that might be because Google and these tech platforms are taking down their comments, only letting the troll comment stands. But there is a constant campaign to make me look like a bad person and a liar, which is not the case. And then meanwhile, you got the real liars and agents in the community, and you don't see any trolls on their platform. Here you got Jay, who tried to address one of the trolls attacking him, calling him the N-word. Jay gets suspended for a week. The trolls channel with 1,000 N-bombs is still up today. What's going on this platform?
It's still up.
Yeah, I mean, again, there needs to be an education about what's going on. And again, a guy like Arthur, you know what? The reason I promoted him in the first place is because he can follow. He's pretty. I will give Arthur credit. He does know how to decode and break down the news stories and give a sensible presentation. But the thing is, you got to talk shit about everybody else. And I also know that Arthur's mostly just copying what I put out. I don't hate on that. You know, I'm glad that the work's getting out there. But then he'll come and talk shit about other people who are like, don't even need a lead and can decode themselves. He'll be talking shit about King Richard next. Right. King Richard, he'll be saying King Richard's a whack decoder. It's like, dude, King Richard's a better decoder than you. Stop.
Right. And you know what? Since you bring that up, me and him, you know, a week before he fouled out with me, right, and made that stupid live stream, right, talking shit about me, saying, "Here's your $10, now shut the fuck up." He made that me and him were supposed to do like a weekly podcast, like that. And then after all that, he flipped on me. He's like, "No, I'm not gonna do it with you no more." I'm like,
no. Again, I mean, he's a fickle guy, and he starts things over little things. And again, just these, I like when I made my comment about how simple trolls putting out guarantees that are false again. I mean, I'm kind of putting that out almost as like a safeguard for anybody who might come across his channel in case they knew what I'm talking about, because he has a history of guaranteeing false picks. And that's how he does his stream. He's like, look at all the money I'm making, posing with what looks like a stack of old ones. got like an old stack of ones. He's like, I'm making all this money. Guarantee you're going to get paid. That's how he does it. Guaranteed you're going to get paid big if you take this pick. And then it's wrong. And then the video's deleted. That's
and he has a history of doing that shit. He'll
that's exactly how he does it. You don't ever see me like that. Even though I like the pick, I still try to temper people's expectations because I know I don't want people going out and losing their house and their livelihood.
Exactly.
You look across Arthur's channel, that's going to be happening to you because he has a history of guaranteeing the wrong picks and trying to make it look like he's made stacks of cash. And honestly, this troll network, I would not be surprised if he's literally posing with some of the money that was stolen from my safe back in 2014 because I had a bunch of old bills like that because I was in the ganja business and the medical ganja business. And when you go to a casino and get paid, they don't normally give you that old looking money. So that whole photo is looking suspect.
Right. Or that, or he's just flexing with fake money, got prop money from Amazon too.
Yeah, because you can't see any of those bills. You can't see those bills, but you can see the false pick, the false guarantee that
he's doing what the rappers do, man, flexing with fake money. But
yeah, I wanted to say something about the Patreon shit too, because to me it just really just seems like niggas just aren't that intelligent I'm able to read the shit and I'm able to understand exactly what you are saying. You always still make it clear which team you have favored. Just like when I went through and I read the NBA notes yesterday, because I was finna bet and I did bet and I won. I was right on every outcome of all 6 games that I bet on. The only fucking reason why I didn't and this is why I hate betting point spreads. The only reason why I didn't win the bet is because I had the point spread lower by half a point than what the Pistons lost by. Half a point, literally. Like that's the only reason why the guy was betting through loss. But again, that still just shows you the value of what you put out. Is like if I don't have time to decode something, and I thought the Miami Orlando. I thought that their Miami Heat and Orlando game was actually easy. I was sure that was a 79 lock because of the 79 season.
It was a good, and like I said, I said in the stream, if you got to do it, I'd go with the 79, but 83 on the 23rd can play, but I was
confident
season.
on that one.
All right, well, good for you.
Yeah, but like, I just want to say that the fact that I just got all the outcomes right, and the only reason why is because I was off by a point, that still shows you the legitimacy of this knowledge, because it wouldn't even be fucking possible for me to even get that much shit right if I didn't know gematria. It's like, so it's just to get up on here and to try to lie and say, oh well, you all you do is just give out, for like Dr. Savage is trying to tell me, oh, he's wrong about shit all the time. It's like, no, like that's just not true. And you don't call both teams for each game. He never gives a decisive pick. No, bro, you just don't know how to read. He's not gonna guarantee some shit because he understands that they can always flip the script on us at any moment. These people have the ability to change. That's why I made a video that I really want people to watch called "You Don't Need to Predict Shit." We don't need to predict anything. What we've already proven shows enough. These people have the ability to change people's birthdays on the go. They could change anything at any moment. Like when they moved the NBA Finals back in 2021, when they changed the day of the NBA Finals, and it threw all of our decodes off because we were all thinking, okay, LeBron might do this, but because we had to sync up with this day. But then when they changed the date of the finals on, now it fucked everybody up, and we all had to go back and re-decode. That's the fucking point I be trying to make in a lot of these videos, that these people have the power and the technology to change whatever the fuck they want at any time. They can flip the script.
They're in control. We're not in control.
Exactly.
We understand how it's scripted. We're educating on the routine patterns they use. Can they shift things? Absolutely. Has our work done damage to these things? 5 Dimes, which was one of the most popular sports books, does not exist anymore. And again, you guys can say it's arrogance all you want, but I'm pretty sure that's because of my work where I gave it to everybody and hundreds of thousands of people saw those videos, why you wanted to take the Lakers in LeBron's 17th season to win the finals. That year, 5 Dimes announced that they were not going to pay out on their Lakers futures, and they shut down as a website. I mean, who even knows how many people really saw that? But again, I'd already developed a reputation for almost 10 years at that point of nailing sports futures. And the haters still want to come around, oh, well, what happened to the LeBron three-peat? Again, once we knew it broke in the second year, it was off. But the narrative was there for that. Had you taken the LeBron to win it in his 17th season at 30-1 when we had it, you made a nice payout. So what? Maybe you gave one back the next year and you lost it. You're still up 29-1. That's why when the haters come here and try to talk sideways, it's like, you must not be able to do math. Here, you won 30-1. So now you had a lot of house money. Okay, you might have lost it on the future the next season. But did we end up getting the finals right that year? Yes, we did. It wasn't right from the start of the year, but we corrected and figured it out. Right. So, again, it's just there's no authentic arguments to hate on what we've been doing, and everyone's talking sideways. It's just like last week on Thursday Night Football. We had the right guy to score the first touchdown. We also had him for an anytime touchdown. That was plus 750 on the first touchdown. That was plus 160 on the anytime touchdown. One of my things didn't come in that night. What are all the troll comments about? That one thing. And it's like, are these people serious? I mean, like, we had another good night. You guys are talking shit about the one thing that's off? Please. So, anyway.
All right.
Right.
Niggas that like they can't read.
Here, Ryan Wilson. This Ryan Wilson guy in the chat just talking nothing but shit. Why not come on and let's see how it looks when you're on the screen talking your bullshit? Here, I got your comment up here because what I'm saying is you're nothing but a troll talking shit. Your comment, Zach just plays on the dumbness of his chat. They can't see through the BS. Your ego destroyed this community. Come on and tell me about how any of that's true.
He won't.
It is not true. And this is what like what Carlos was saying. Like he wants everybody to be peaceful and shit. And it's like that's what I tried to do too. And that's the reason why I even tried to hear out Arthur, is because I was thinking that there was a possibility that I could bridge the gap between you two. But it's like, again, there were stuff being left out, and it's just people can't stop being disingenuous. And I just have to realize it's like you can't get everybody to be peaceful with each other. Because I had to go through shit like this in my own personal life where I mean, I'm risking getting myself killed trying to jump in between two niggas that are fucking really in serious beef with one another. And because I'm cool with both, I'm trying to get these niggas to like stop. And it's just like at some point, it's just you just have to understand that we can't be peaceful if the other side is not willing to be peaceful. I saw the Rambo shit. I saw that shit. Right. I saw you be nothing but nice and an ally to fucking Rambo. Like that shit was on him. Like you did nothing but try to help boost this dude up. The same thing you did with Neo, the same thing you did with Bryson. And then it's just like so many people that you helped build up. It's like they all just try to come back and just talk shit about you. And it's like what the fuck? You never been me. We did a live stream around the same time last year. And I was telling you, no, I don't want it. It's cool. You were like, no, you deserve it. You gave me your super chat money. It was like $50 or something. And I'm like, does that sound like something that somebody who's me would do? I've never once ever had any content creator do that shit to me. Not once.
Jay, listen, I don't want to put you on the spot on this. I've helped out a lot of people, and I've helped out a lot of people a lot more than I've helped out you. But haven't I done some other nice things for you too?
Yeah.
Okay. We don't gotta say anymore.
No. I'm just giving that as an example. But yeah, you helped me when I was in a bad place too.
His son's major medical bills, and then he came back. And I was just blowing him away. I was like, "How's this even happen?"
That's why I had to get up on it and clear everything up. Because
and hate on me. Oh my god.
No, but no, I wasn't trying to hate on you. That's why I tried to go back and clear everything. It was me. Like I said, it was me trying to bridge a gap.
I just couldn't believe you were defending Arthur. I was like, he must not.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of all the fuck shit. But like I said, it's me still trying to bridge the gap and be peaceful.
I didn't say much about Arthur too. I said a comment in passing that wasn't a big deal. I just said simple trolls guarantee and false picks again.
Yeah.
All you guys who sit in the chat and talk about the way people look, why don't you come on here and show us how you look and explain why you're in the chat hating on somebody?
Exactly.
Not either. Who sits in the chat room and talks about the way people look? If you're come up on the panel and talk about how we look.
Yeah. Show your face.
But yeah, I mean that's the thing. I don't understand the culture of online trolling. Like honestly, I imagine a lot of you guys are young. Time goes fast. You see all these gray hairs right here. I remember when I was Jay's age. It wasn't that long ago. Invest your time more wisely because someday you're going to look back. You might be mad at people now. You might be hating on me or somebody else up here. But Sunday you're going to look back and wish you used your time more wisely.
And those same people that tried to got Rambo, they're like that's another thing too. It's like a lot of people don't have good judgment. Like I have good judgment, and that's why I can always see. Okay, once I have the full context, I'm able to make the decision that needs to be made.
By the way,
Rambo allowed
hold on.
himself.
Since we're bringing up Rambo's name, Rambo and I did talk privately after all that, and he said people were harassing him in person for associating with Me Too.
Yeah, that's what I was about to
That's
get
part of
into.
the reason he didn't want to come back. He said he'd think about it. I've talked to him 2 times since he hasn't been on TFR. The second time he followed up, and he said he doesn't think he's going to come back, and he's just going to stick to Patreon because he's not having harassment in his own life.
Because those same people came after me for associating with you. It's like they're trying to get me on their side, and I'm like,
And they're
y'all
constantly
niggas are lying.
And they're constantly here bringing up, oh, what happened to
Yeah.
Rambo? It's like that you guys are a network that I guess you're so proud that you got Rambo to go away. And why did they get Rambo to go away? Because he was doing good work. And we, you know, it was too bad for people don't know the history of Rambo. We're not about Sylvester Stallone. We're talking about a gentleman whose name's Rambo. And for years, he called into TFR. I really liked his calls, so I made him a regular staple of the show. He'd always spend 30 minutes to a half hour or 30 minutes to an hour on the show. And again, I'd always say, hey, support Rambo. He needs more support so he can do this full time. And then one day he called in with all this crooked shit going at me. And I was like, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. And then like 3 weeks later, he called in and did the same thing. And then it's just the end. But I mean, like it seemed really weird to me. But I know how it is because he had trolls in his ear. Same thing happened with Derek, who I used to bring on TFR. Same thing. So.
Yeah.
Yep. I did have something to share about George Floyd, though. It's kind of off topic, but
go ahead.
I know, Jay, you did bring up the show, Free
Yeah,
Ray
the Free Ray
Sean.
Sean. That's what you've been finna talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have another 119. You know, Zach, you can go look it up. It's from.
Uh-oh. His connection.
Just for clarification, Zach, did you know about the Free Ray Sean TV show?
Free Ray Sean? I don't know about that.
Yeah, okay, so it was a TV show about police brutality, and in the last episode of it aired on April 29th, 2020. And at the end of this show, they show a credit scene where they're saying RIP to all the people that have died, to, you know, all the police, all the psyops, the Trayvon Martin, and of all my RIP. But then they also put in an RIP George Floyd. And that was one thing that I also pointed out, is that George, that they're saying RIP George Floyd, but this episode dropped a month before this shit happened. Well, how is that possible?
26 days. 26 days. The name Floyd equals 26.
Hmm.
But no, if you just look it up right now, the Washington Times put out an article on August 9th of 2020. They said 119 Confederate statues were removed because of George Floyd. I don't know if you came across that article, but it's just a mockery because, you know, George Floyd equals
George Floyd 119.
And yeah, they put out that show. They put out that the last episode on the 119th day of the year. That's typically the 119th day of the year because 2020 was a leap year, so it's 120. Yeah. But yeah.
Is it? I'm tripping. What's Confederate equal? I know it's got the
201.
201.
I know it's got the 201. But
96. I think it's 96 201.
Yeah, I know it got a 96 201.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I mean, and this is the power of the knowledge. You just see the ritualism every day. I don't know why more people don't appreciate it. It's like, don't you feel? Doesn't it feel weird that to realize that your media and government's performing rituals on you every day?
And mocking you, like slapping you in the face. Did the program
Isn't August 9th that they leaving 144 days left in the year?
Say it again.
I said, isn't August 9th that they leaving 144 days left in the year?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Jesuit Order 144. But yeah.
I see what you're saying. You're saying that's the day that article came out. Yeah. And what were we saying the whole time? We're saying this had the Jesuit fingerprints all over it, and boom. And that's the anniversary of the Michael Brown killing.
Right. Yeah. I was just
Michael Brown.
201.
201. Yep. Confederate 201. St. Louis, a Jesuit stronghold.
Right.
That's where Tom Brady got his 201st career win over the St. Louis Rams, the first forward pass in football history, credited to St. Louis University. That whole Waukesha, Wisconsin was a big 201 ritual. That's where St. Louis University threw the first forward pass. And it was all synced up with the Packers game when Aaron Charles Rodgers is 201. And now he's playing in the first area code, the 201. You can go on and on and on about how all this shit's connected.
Wasn't the guy's name, the Waukesha, the supposed suspect? Doesn't his name equal 201 as well?
Yeah, and the story broke from the mayor's office at address 201, and the guy who let him out of prison early before he ran everybody over is Jesuit educated. I mean,
Yep. They put that shit in people's faces, man. Like I seen that post, that Washington Times post. I seen that, like I literally seen that like a couple of years ago, like when that article was written. I'm like, come on, man, are you serious? 119.
Yeah, and George Floyd 119. Yes.
119. Yep. There's
That
another
was
one.
how I found Zach's channel in the first place. It was from the George Floyd shit.
Right. No, I've been around since Kobe Bryant died, but yeah. And that was synced up with Kobe Bryant's death too. Didn't George Floyd have a daughter named Gianna too?
Yeah.
Yep.
What? It's a mockery. It's all mockery.
Yep, that's
Putting
exactly
the
what
RP George Floyd, but that just shows you that they love fucking with you. Like they put a RP George Floyd in the credit scene a month before he actually died. It's like, but again, they know people won't notice this. It's just, and this is what I was trying to show people all the way back then. And one of my homeboys had put me onto this TV show because I ain't even fucking. I'm just like, yeah, it's just showing you how they fucking with you.
I didn't even know about it until you mentioned it, and then I had to go back to just to see the end of the show. I'm like, come on, man, you seriously did put a
Yeah, I went and watched that shit myself. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man. This shit dropped a month before the George Floyd killing. How did they know he was dead? Just shows you that they already know that this shit is planned.
You know how fucked up it is. They put that show out. They put that show out on April 13th too, as well. Think if I'm not mistaken, isn't it the 102nd day of the leap year? Or is it April 12th? I know April 12th, the 102nd day of the year, but 2020 was a leap year. So,
just to remind you about just how it keeps coming back, the news about George Floyd being killed in Minnesota broke on May 26th, the day after Memorial Day.
Yeah.
From Houston, this year, Minnesota gets their 526th franchise win over Houston. And Minnesota Vikings 201, like George Perry Floyd, his full name. These leagues will always pay tribute to the history that they've created. That's how you can see that George Floyd is their history that they created that's part of their National Fixed League script year after year. And I made a point about this in my book, Number Games, because that came out right after the George Floyd thing. I said, you got to watch what they do with the Minnesota Vikings now because they got the 201 connection too. Here we are 4 years later, still paying tribute to it.
Yeah, every day, every year.
Right. Yep.
By the way, Jay, I just want to tell you, don't get caught up in debating with flat earthers because they will just waste your time and energy. If that quote, you can't convince a believer or nothing. I mean, look at them in the chat, just leaving the same comments. Same stuff. Listen, all of the flat earth proofs are based on ignorance of reality.
Yeah.
Period.
I made that video because the Lord Jamar shit was going viral. And I'm just like, you got to be fucking kidding me, man. He knows about your book, but yet he's trying to... He's choosing to bring the flat earth.
To challenge him, and he lets it come on to challenge him, but it's not going with his flow right now.
Somebody got to his ass. How could he read your book, be aware of you, but still think voting is legit? Just like what somebody.
Exactly.
I can't help but think you're controlled opposition or somebody got to your ass. Like it's just.
Well, again, if you're making money and getting attention for doing it, you got bills to pay. That's
exactly.
I said the same thing last night. I said on before, you want to make money on the tube? Just go all the mainstream. So you said it last night. I said the same thing. Just go promote Donald Trump.
Become a Trump supporter and a Christian.
Flat Earth.
And embrace flat Earth. Those three things. Get money in no time. You're struggling.
Yeah, like
I have genuinely thought about doing that shit.
A lot of us made a fortune in my community last night again off the basketball picks. And I've raised almost jack shit on this live stream. You look at a flat earther live stream, man, they got like $20, $50, $100 super chats rolling in. And it's like all they're doing.
Especially if you support Trump. That brings in a lot of money. Like,
so
all you got to do is just shit talk Kamala and feed into the political theater. That you definitely gonna get. Super chats, nothing crazy. When the Trump shooting happened, all the Trump supporter channels, this was God. You seeing the super chats just come. Like, it's just
bunch of retards, man.
Man, just literal, bro. Like,
I'm sorry, but they're a bunch of fucking retards.
They are.
Like, that's why I get pissed off at people. I get upset at people too, and I get pissed off. I'm like, dude, fuck you, fucking retard. Because it's like, how can you not see it? You know what I mean? I don't get how people are like, it's 2024, and people are still going out and voting in rigged selections, man.
Man, I don't see how they can't see this shit as a joke.
Exactly. I don't see how anybody.
So somebody like Biden should have never even been able to run in the first place. He can't even put together a sentence. Like,
It's a
That
joke,
shows you in
bro.
and of itself they're trolling you.
And look who they have up there. They have a pussy grabber up there to vote for, and
Yeah,
then they have
a guy who said that he would date his own daughter if he wasn't
yeah,
related to her. Like, I'm like,
exactly,
what?
exactly.
That
And then
this
they
is the
have the
guy
other
that
person up
has so
there.
many supporters? Like, what?
And it's
It's
like
just
they have the other
retarded.
person out there who put people in jail for like minor infractions
Yeah, it's like
against
people
their own
can't see
kind.
that they give us the worst two candidates on purpose. Just
Right,
they don't understand. They don't get it. They're just making a mockery of us.
right. Sorry, John, I can't really hear you. There's somebody playing something in the background.
It's Itachi. It's
Yeah.
Itachi.
Oh, I didn't know I was on.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah, yeah.
Zach.
It's all good.
Yeah, what's up?
Just wanted to, confirm you did have that narrative. You mentioned the World Series number, the 147, and hope you can hear me okay. But yeah, just a weak ass argument to bring up like another instance where there was a 147.
Oh
It would
yeah.
it would have made sense if like you had that team and it was wrong, but it wasn't even a team you had. So just sometimes these people expose themselves as retarded. I know it's noisy here, so I'm gonna get off. But yeah, don't trust anyone who was in the TSA, comes from a family of cops. All this weirdo shit, and then making the work look bad, guaranteeing
Yeah,
stuff and deleting it.
just like
So
Call Me Kinfolk, he's another guy that makes the work look like dog shit. He got
Yeah.
mad at me. He got upset at me because I called him out for the cloning bullshit, bro. Like
I
this,
made a live stream on him several years ago. It's
right?
just like the flat Earth shit. It's just retarded. It's like
It's fucking stupid,
uh,
right?
that's another thing I forgot to bring up is that Zach, did you not tell me? Because I literally commented on one of your videos. I was like, the Mets might have a chance because of this, and you literally responded saying, "Don't fade the World Series numbers." You were telling me, nah, the Dodgers. Well, you know what I'm saying? So that just shows that you don't choose both sides because you're literally telling me which side you think has the better narrative. It's just all bullshit, man. People can't even be fucking honest about shit. It's just shit gives me a fucking headache.
Now, again, Arthur's video, he spent the majority of time of attacking another guy whose subscriptions have just blown up since he came on the Gematria scene. And again, this looks like co-opted because he's been putting out whack decode since he got here. And I watched what he did in the 2022 NBA Finals. He put out nothing but whack decodes. Was wrong about every single game, and his channel grew by 25,000 subs.
He has 100K now.
He has over 100K. It makes sense.
Look at this, you guys. This is how his decodes looked in the 2022 NBA. And I put that one out for free, too, because it was all synced up with the Pope. It was just lock city for Golden State over Boston. Right. But, this is Arthur's stream. Maybe it's too small. Hold on. Let me see. How do I make it bigger for a second to make this easier to see? Arthur's in everybody's Patreon. He's even in Call Me Kim folks' Patreon. But again, if you can see this decode that he's given out for Game 6 of the World Series, he's using Yale University's value in some obscure cipher. He got
exactly.
Bullet Bones in some weird cipher.
Yeah, that's how he decoded the hurricane. He was like,
he decoded the hurricane. He said
he was like Skull and Bones. He says he was like Lucifer's 323 in Latin. So I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell does it have to do with the fucking hurricane?
Why didn't Arthur show my decode for Game 6? Mine was perfect, right up at the top. 100 Dodgers can pick up the 105th win. Jackie Robinson be 105 years old. They'll win the series 4-2. Why don't you put that up, Arthur? Because you're on my Patreon. Why don't you show them how it's done? See, that's why Arthur's selective when he shows. He's only going to show you stuff that fits his narrative. I don't ever do that on here. I don't try to be biased, even like my haters. Like I'll tell what's good about Arthur. Arthur was good on the Raptors beating the Warriors. Arthur had me on that one, but when I heard it, I agree with him. I didn't fade him. I said, "Oh, he's right, you guys." I said, "We got to flip this around." I said, "If you're with me on the Warriors, we got to hedge this thing with the Raptors because that looks like the narrative." And we thought the Raptors would win in Game 6 because Drake calls Toronto the 6. So I'll continue to give Arthur credit for that because that's the one time he was right. One. And there have been a lot of championships since that, man. There have been a lot. So, it's one and then a whole bunch of false guarantees. And that's a fact. So, anyway. All right.
I see you got my...
wrap this up because there is lots of work to do always around here. But I had to come out and remind about this troll network that no doubt Arthur's a part of. comes from a family of cops and TSA agents, and that's not who we're really repping over here either. So that's Arthur's background. I think Richard cut out, and you still there, Rich? You want to close out?
Oh no, am I still there?
You're still here. Connection issues.
Oh, okay. No, I think that's about it. That's all I had to say. Oh yeah, and the super chat, I see that. Yeah, I see it up there with the Valenzuela, his death.
And you know what? That was in my notes as well for the closeout game in Game 6 because the Mets fell to 7-6 in the postseason. Jack Robinson equals 76. Jackie Robinson Day equals 76. They pay tribute to that every year on April 15th. And keep in mind, Jackie Robinson Day is April 15th, the 105th day of the year for this big ritual with the Dodgers getting their 105th win while they would be 105 years old to advance to the World Series. You might recall how they killed the Black Eagle with that connection on Jackie Robinson Day. That was one of the things I was talking about with the Dodgers in spring training too. But yeah, this thing about Venezuela or Fernando Valenzuela on 7-6 just fits in with the whole narrative as well. It's crazy how they do it.
And then he died 100. He would go on to die 108 days later. Like
Major League, 108 double stitches on a baseball.
Right. Yep. And those 63 and 108 are big Major League Baseball numbers. So.
Yep.
So I think that's all I had, man. But hey, I appreciate you having me on here, man. I'm gonna start calling in more often, man. Sorry I haven't been doing it. I've been really busy, but yeah, I'm gonna start calling in more often, man. Start adding more to the work, man. But I appreciate it. Thank you, Zach. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and if you guys aren't subbed to King Richard TV, he really is one of the best decoders in the business. Again, Rich, I really wish you would keep your channel about like decodes and stuff. And I haven't been watching lately, but I know you were spending a lot of time going with the trolls, and most people don't care about that shit. That might get more interaction, but you do great work. You should make your channel about the great work you do.
Yeah, bro, I've been doing that. I've been actually like just putting out the work and like ignoring the haters, man. But you guys see like the haters just hating on me all the time, but I don't pay them no mind. You know what I mean? But no, I just figured I'd come here and support, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's why
I appreciate it. Occasionally, you can address the haters. I'll address the haters about once every 3 months because I got so many. I mean, I could make my whole channel about that, but I do get sick of it. So every 3 months, I'm going to clear the air because there is a lot of people that come to my work and all they see is what all the haters are saying and thinking maybe that's the truth because there's so many of them. So.
Yep. But thank you, Zach. Appreciate it, man. You have a good day, man.
Yep. You too, man. Take care. All right, we got Cam G in the building too, real quick, and then I think Jay wants to say one more thing before we wrap up. He dropped. What's up, Cam G?
Yep. Hey, what's up, Zach? I called you like 2 months ago. I don't know if you remember me. I was talking to you about the Chris Benoit stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny how y'all talked about George Floyd, the Lamar Jamar thing.
Hold on. Is there any way you could make your audio? I can hear you, but it's just like a little bit scratchy, muffled. Is there anything you can do to change your setting?
Oh yeah. Let me get off Bluetooth.
Okay. That's going to make it better. I almost guarantee.
All right. Hold up. Let me see.
While he's figuring that out, to answer this question, the way we would hurt the cabal is if people would listen to what we're talking about. Stop voting in their rigged selections. Stop going to their sports games. Stop believing the shit on their TV. This is what we're trying to get everybody to do. Imagine had everybody protested the scandemic like we did. It wouldn't have worked. So, again, I've always been putting out the answers for what humanity needs to do. Are you guys listening? Because I get questions like this all the time, and I'm like, are you guys listening to what we're talking about over here, what we're demonstrating, what we're modeling? If everybody went into Costco and said, F you, I'm not coming to the game stuff. All right, KMG, you good? KMG, while you get your settings right, KMG, you want to drop the video too because we're getting the feedback. But I'm going to bring Jay back on oh wait, looks like Jay, are you still there? Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I just wanted to give the final point. Like, yeah, exactly what you were saying. The whole point of this knowledge has always been to just show how everything is rigged, show how you're being laughed at, show how you're being mocked, and show how you're being fucked with. You know, the same thing with like I just showed with the example of the George Floyd. I mean, that was probably top 5 biggest psyops easily, probably the biggest psyop that I ever saw play out in my life. And as soon as I saw it, I knew it was a psyop, and that's what inspired me to make this channel. I didn't get into this for sports betting, and that's not what Zach got into this shit for. Like, we got into this shit to help people wake up to the lies, to the deception, to how we're literally being played as fools, how we're being mocked, and how these people are just playing sick jokes on us. It's like that. It just disgusts me how it's just that there's always some sick joke that they do at 9/11, and people just can't never fucking see through the shit. Like when they tell us that the New York Jets are the first team to have a Muslim coach in the NFL. It's just like, and nobody blinks an eye at this shit. Nobody knows what they did with George W. Bush with the 119th World Series. It's just, that's
The Broncos come into New York. Sean Payton's 9-11 with the team, beats the Jets coach, and then he gets fired as they become 10-11, a lot like 111, big New York number, like September 11th happened on day, leaving 111 days left in the year. And again, the Broncos are always doing the Revelation 6-8 tributes because Denver's got that 68. It's about the pale horse, death. And again, 1968, World Trade Center construction, 911 made the code, the cooties virus coined, fentanyl approved by the FDA, all the biggest killers of the 21st century, all in 68. The verse about death and the pale horse, nothing but symbol. At 1968, when the lead hijacker was supposedly born, when Timothy McVeigh was born, on and on and on and on.
It's just like, how could it should even be a coincidence? Like,
Timothy McVeigh got sentenced to death in Denver as well. 68. All this stuff's connected.
Yeah, so, and this is exactly what they want. For us to be talking and beefing with each other and stay divided. That's why I'm sure they've sent agents, just like with any other group, where they send in agents to destabilize the group and to make sure that it doesn't get anywhere, that it gets co-opted. It just, at this point, like I said, I'm trying my best to just ignore shit, but at the same time, there are times where I gotta address certain shit and clear up shit. But it's just, I hate even having to do this. It's like the only reason why I even went on that rant is because of what Dr. Savage even said at the beginning. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it's like I can't even escape from this shit. I can't escape from just wanting to put out information and debunk shit without somebody constantly coming in and just saying shit. It's just like,
hold on about Dr. Savage. Dr. Savage made a lot of money off the sports knowledge, and he also learned to do his own decodes, and he likes NASCAR. He won a lot of money in NASCAR. You think somebody like that would be like, all right, fine, Zach's doesn't agree with me on the flat earth. But no, he's
exactly
the person where if you don't agree with him on everything, he hates you.
Yeah, that's how a lot of these people are.
That's not us.
The religious shit too. It's like, why can't people see that this is how they did all this stuff? Is just stuff that they use to just divide us. It's like that doesn't matter. What matters is that the world is being polluted. The world is literally getting destroyed. Our planet literally is becoming unrecognizable from how it used to be. And people are like the woman you had out on the chat a couple nights ago, where she was like, oh, I don't care. I'm just worried about myself. I'm like, well, eventually it's going to come to you. Eventually you will get a disease from all of these toxins that they have in the air and with all this mass industrialization that needs to be shut down. We will be affected when the bumblebees finally do become extinct. We're all going to be affected by this shit. And that's why I make these fucking videos. All that voting shit and all that Diddy shit is just a distraction. And that's what my channel has been about, waking people up from the distraction, getting people to focus on the shit that actually fucking matters, that you're being distracted away from.
Yeah.
People can't see the bigger picture.
About being ahead of the curve and this being bigger than sports, that book right there, Number Games, I had to work so hard to get that out as efficiently as I could. I mean, that's a 400-page book, and I was done writing that at pretty much the end of July. I added on a few more things after the Beirut explosion on Obama's birthday. But
yeah, the twin bomber.
Read the book. I told you guys exactly when they would wind down their scandemic, when the Year of the Tiger ran around. I warned you about the clot shots. We were out there pounding pavement before the book was out, warning about all this stuff. Again, for people coming here like, what do we do with this? Again, that question kind of annoys me. It's like, this knowledge would change the world if more people embraced it. Their scandemic wouldn't have worked for a second. It would have been over as soon as they tried to start it. All their shit would be shut down. We wouldn't be looking at an election between two stooge candidates. The federal government would probably be abolished by now. Again, none of that's going to happen. More people embrace knowledge and understand what's going on. And I don't think there's been anyone here in the last 11 years that I've been here who's laid out a more concrete case of who's running things and for what purpose and how and why. And what's crazy is even laying it out every day. You still have people coming here like,
There
I don't
hasn't.
need it.
There hasn't. And I'm just not no dick riding shit because everybody always say, oh, you just did. But they're literally, me being objective, there hasn't. I don't know anybody else that has gotten over 20 channels deleted. That every time you reach 100K, you get deleted again for some random reason. Well, all this other shit, all this other Lord Jamar, the flatters, all that shit just goes viral. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why the 5G shit went viral and all this. There's a reason for that. Like, why can't people get this? It's like, it's just, there's a reason for this shit. So it's like, it's just, I know that it's just the objective truth.
By the way, Jay, the vegan thing, there, like all things, good and bad.
Yeah.
We haven't been vegan for about 5 years now because Sweet Lady was pretty sure that she was getting gum loss and bone deterioration in her mouth from eating vegan. And I looked into that, and that's a real consequence for certain people. And then I started to realize that's the one thing I have too, is I have receding gums. The least healthy part of my body is, my gums aren't terrible, but I have recession. And I started thinking, so that really can be the downside of the vegan diet. You might see the most problems in your mouth because somehow, some way, those animal proteins are actually good for a lot of people's gums and teeth. So we haven't been vegan for 5 years now, but there are good things to the vegan diet too. But just like all things,
I think the main problem for a lot of people is just digestive issues. So because that's my reason, like for why I couldn't. There's just a lot of plant foods I can't tolerate now.
Blood,
But
like I say, learn your blood type and look into that blood type diet too, because I think there's a lot to it. I can do that.
I've looked at that too. I personally don't agree with it, but I've heard of it.
But yeah, Jay is his own man. Just because he agrees with me on a lot of things doesn't mean that I'm running his brain. The reason he's agreeing is because he's seeing the worth of the work.
Yeah, you guys see how I just said I disagree with the blood type diet, but no, all I do is pair Zach. Jay
stands on his own findings, and what I've always liked about Jay is he reminds me of me when I was younger. He sees through things. He thinks for himself. He's not fooled by mainstream bullshit. He's not just riding on every trend, and he's a talented young guy. So Jay, also know I get sucked into the trolls and stuff, and I see you do as well. Finish your project, man. Finish your project, because like I said, I'm going to be your first supporter on that project unless somebody beats me to it. But I do want to see you get your recognition for all your talents. So appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Take care, Jay. All right, we got Cam G back. Let's see if he got it figured out.
All right, you can hear me now, Zach?
I can't. It's still a little bit muffled, but let's just go. I can hear you.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's funny how y'all brought up the George Floyd, Lord Jamar, and what else y'all was talking about? Jackie Robinson, Chadwick Boseman, because both of those examples is what I was bringing up to people. Like, trying to teach them about gematria. But about that large Jamar thing, that was like I remember the live stream you had said, you was talking about the hurricanes, but you said that you appeared on the show. I didn't know he had a show. The only reason I know him is because of, DJ Vlad.
You still there?
Hello?
It sounds better now. Whatever you did is way better.
All right, yeah, I took it on Bluetooth. So, yeah, that's the only reason I know. But when you went on, I was just imagining, like, because you said you used to teach elementary, right?
I used to teach 5th grade, yeah.
Yeah, and it sounded like it. Like, if I didn't know gematria, I would have been like, wait, this made too much sense. And I've seen people in the comments, that was rooting along with you, but it was other people in the comments like, oh, the numbers.
Yeah.
And then Lord Jamar saying, the numbers guy. How is Zach the numbers guy? He didn't create the numbers, bro. It's the Jesuits.
Well, the thing is, so Lord Jamar, when my book came out, he was so excited about my book, and he was showing off his channel, telling everybody they need to read this. So that's why I find it funny 4 years later, he's like going for all the mainstream agendas. I'm like, okay, what happened between now and then?
I don't know, but it ticks me off that because I feel like I was already, questioning the government and stuff like that. But like when I found out about your work, that just put the nail on the coffin on like who's behind this. And I always wondered about like who created Saturday, who created Tuesday. Why is it 7 days in a week? Why is my birthday September 5th? Why, like, who created these things? And you like gave me the answer to all that. So nobody can talk bad about you, bro. Around me, nobody can talk bad about Zach. Zach is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So
Here,
yeah, I don't
I
like.
just want to pause real quick. Somebody's responding to what you're saying. So, like comments like this. Nobody said Jesuits made gematria. That's never an argument that's been made anywhere. What has been written about in my books, and I think my research is correct, is after the Crusades, the Templars brought this knowledge back to the church and they figured out how to incorporate it. And they are behind the calendar and the language, and all these systems are synced. When all you guys come here and leave these kind of comments, it's how I end up banning people, because I either think you're just stupid and clogging up the comment section, or you're not listening, or you're full of shit and trying to undermine what we're saying. So, Mark Jarvis, any more stupid comments? You're going to be on to your next troll account. Go ahead, Cam G.
And it's the other word, and it's the other thing about it, about the pandemic. So like if they really cared about you, and with the McDonald's thing, and I had put a comment because it was like a big media outlet that posted about how Donald Trump was trolling Kamala Harris, and I was thinking like if these was real leaders, they would talk down on McDonald's.
Right.
As a
Absolutely. Absolutely.
as a company, like they would disown McDonald's. They would be like, "Don't eat McDonald's." They would preach a healthy diet, get some exercise, uh, be good to friends and family. Like these are evil, demonic people that's ruling this nation, and it's crazy how all the sheep and that the stream you had the other day with the drunk girl on the stream, bro. I got so annoyed. I'm like, is she serious right now? And the dude, I don't know if they go out or whatever, but that dude got so much patience because he like being patient with her. Like, no, that's what I was telling you, Zach. And the numbers, I don't got that much patience, bro. If you being ignorant like that, well, I don't give a fuck. So
Hey,
what we gonna
I'm
do
going to say
about
you want successful relationships with women, either be single for your life or learn to have patience, because you got to keep your relationship together with women. I mean, and she was drunk too, so who knows if she's like that when she's sober.
it?
But
That's a fact. That's a
yeah,
fact.
I mean, maybe she'll come on again sober and it'll sound different. But I don't trip when women act that way either, because I grew up with 2 women in the household, and I mean, I'm just used to women being women. And for all the good ladies out there that aren't that way, shout out to you. But a lot of women are just like that, where it's just like sometimes you just got to shove it. All right, just whatever.
Yeah, the woman that's not that way, that's my type. That's the one I go for. Well, I don't know nothing about this, so let me listen to you. And if it's facts, if I'm doing my own research on what you said, and if it's facts, then it's facts. Like you can't disagree with facts, or can you?
Well, people will try to.
Now, I wanted to ask you: have you heard of that game 2077?
Uh-uh.
Bro, it's a video game 2077, right? And it's a YouTuber named Chris Smooth, and like during the pandemic, I was bored, so I was just watching them play the video game and stuff. So it's about just Earth, and like people was kind of like semi robots, but they were still humans. And like it was a point in time where like prostitution was like virtual reality. So you can go into virtual reality and get your rocks off with prostitutes. You don't gotta leave the house. You don't gotta meet up with females. It's like little stuff like that that's in the video game. And I remember what you said about the 19-year cycles, right?
Mm-hmm.
To COVID-19
Oh,
after the 19
that will
happened.
be 19, because it's 39, and then it's 58,
Right,
and then it's 77. Mm-hmm.
right. I was like, wow, 2000, not 2076, not 2078, 2077. Is that done on purpose or what?
I would bet it was. I mean, that's a very specific year to pick out. I was looking in the background. Is it called Cyberpunk 2077?
Right, yeah,
That's what it's called.
yeah.
Well, I mean, I forget the movie with Ryan Gosling that came out maybe 5-6 years ago. It's a remake of a movie, and I forget what the year is in that, but he got that like what is it, like a holographic girlfriend in the future? You know what I mean? He goes on to his holographic wife. It's just like, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them. Send your seed in the mail to the place, and they'll make you a baby. It'll get delivered by Amazon. So.
Right. Right. Now, also, I was on Instagram yesterday, and Louis Vert had put out like a little, I don't know what you call it, but it's like a promotion for an upcoming album. And in the comments, it was like, beginning of a new era. What what are you talking what are you talking about, bro? And I'm on the comments, and it's like, to be honest, Louis Vert hasn't been shit since 2017. All his new music mid. I miss the old Lil Uzi, but I don't listen to him no more. So in the comments, it's like, oh, I can't wait for it. Oh, this better be better than the last one. But it was one comment that was like, COVID 2 incoming, and I had to comment. I'm like, bro, it's gonna be worse than that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
All everybody have to do is just YouTube Arturo Sosa, the leader of the Jesuits, and Pandemic right behind that. 2-minute clip. He says it himself. Pandemic was not an accident. That's all you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I know you've been over here for a while, Zach, and I also be trying to get people to call in to like see how they can hold up in a debate against you, because I never known for you to lose a debate or whatever.
No,
And
and
it's
for anyone who didn't like when Arthur called in, I set up the standard. I said, you have to answer this first question so we can establish there can be some truth here, and then right away ignore the question and try to go back into a disingenuous argument that he already knows the truth of. I'm
no,
sorry,
but
you're out of here. I'm not wasting my time with Mr. Con Man Liar.
oh yeah, I know y'all beefing or whatever. That's messed up. Like, cause we all like how you brought up Arthur, but he knows Gematria is real. Like, so it's a different debate with y'all too, cause he's not in denial of Gematria, of the practice. Like, y'all got some other stuff going on. I'm talking about people who just think this is by chance or whatever when it's happening every day. I'll be telling them, like, you post videos every day. It's not every once in a while I told y'all. No, it's like every day you going over the news cycle.
Yeah, yeah. And again, just haters are always trying to come at me sideways. You know, it's just like nonstop comments since yesterday. What happened to the California earthquake on October 23rd? It's like, okay, A, I never said that was going to happen for certain. I said we have to watch the whole period of Scorpio. 2, there was a pretty massive earthquake in the Pacific yesterday, which is on this same plate, the Ring of Fire that California is. And 2, how come none of you guys said nothing when I said we have to watch out for the earthquake on August 6th where it did hit?
Right.
Again,
Yep.
I'm not going to guarantee earthquakes, but I had it's not that August 6th wasn't the first correct earthquake prediction either. I have a number of those in the past. The point I'm trying to make is educate about how a lot of this stuff isn't Mother Nature, and they are rolling it out according to script. And like I said, let's hope it doesn't happen. I don't want to see a bad earthquake.
Exactly.
I don't want to see more destruction like 1989. I'm just trying to educate people about what they're doing. See, hater mindset is to ignore every time you're right, and then, it's wrong. So, you see, it was wrong. So it must all be not true. It's like, no, that's not the way it works.
Hey, and that's another thing. Like, haven't you done enough? Like, you gave us the knowledge. We know it's true. And like with the Kamala Harris things, and with the Donald Trump, with the Joe Biden, like, you predicted the last 3 presidents. Like, who else is doing that?
Right, and it's not helping me out. Every time I predict one, we get buried more in the algorithm. So
And you see,
we can't change the world making correct predictions.
and you see, that's another thing. I always be thinking about on how you can go viral. Like, just like saying, for example, like, what if he was to appear here or whatever? Do you know who Charleston White is?
I keep hearing his name lately. His name's popular right now, but I don't know who he is.
Like, he's a community activist in Fort Worth, and before he blew up or whatever, he was just going on Facebook Live and just talking shit about rappers, local gang bangers, and speaking out about just the destruction of the toxic things within the black community, right? And like how he went viral was just talking shit about like celebrities, and like celebrities just going back at him, and he going back at them. But he also, how he really went viral is the local YouTube. Well, not he ain't local no more, but he based out of Dallas. It's called Say Cheese TV, and he brought in Charleston White for an interview. So, saying all of these outlandish comments, I love Charleston White. He's funny to me. But saying all of these outlandish comments on a big media platform like Say Cheese TV and keep on coming back for interviews, keep on doing numbers like that, that's gonna, that's how he got big, was from interviews. And I know you're not that type of person to just go, because when how he got big is he went out of his character. Like, he don't live like that in real life, like you know, outlandish and just cussing, talking shit to random people. But I know you're not like that to, like, go out of your body and just be ignorant just for the fact, just, I need to go viral. But I also just think about, like, hip hop platforms like No Jumper, DJ Vlad, Say Cheese, and I just imagine you on the platform giving an interview explaining, like, certain celebrity deaths and the numbers behind them, and the interviewer just being shocked, and everybody in the comments from the Gematria community like, yeah, we've been trying to tell y'all about this, but it's a bunch of people that don't know about this, because, like, J Wope and I said, you got deleted like 24 times.
20 sometimes. You count other platforms, it's even more than that. So
Exactly, and nobody else is getting deleted 24 times. If you didn't get deleted 24 times, I'm pretty sure you'll have like 5 million subscribers already. But
well, I'll tell you what, if we were
that's all.
growing the way we were in 2016 and 2017, that's probably true. There was a lot of growth. And why was there a lot of growth that period? Called Prince's Death Dead On, every sports future, news stories, elections. And again, we got destroyed for that. And I'll remind people, when did I get taken down for the first time? Shortly after Trump took office, who said he'd like to censor all of his critics. And what day was the first time I was deleted? On Elon Musk's birthday, June 28, 2017. Same guy who I've had way more censorship on the Twitter platform since he took that over too. And a lot of people see these guys as the heroes. Trump's saying, he's not a fan of the First Amendment. And Trump's saying, take the guns first, ask questions last. This guy's talking about make America great again when he's against the First and Second Amendment. That's how you know this nation's tripping. So.
And then, like you said, lifelong Democrat until he was and then that was just amazing how everybody in that crowd after the stage assassination attempt was wearing the Vincent Van Gogh piece. I'm like, bro, Zach was just talking about the painting with Vincent Van Gogh, and everybody in the crowd, all of the sheep in the crowd are wearing the Vincent. Everybody in the crowd is Vincent Van Gogh. This is crazy, bro. It's just a blessing to know about this and not just go along with the herd. But I'm gonna let you get out. I know you've been over here for a while. I'm gonna let you get to it, Zach.
All right, yeah, I got to get back to work. Thank you, KMG. Appreciate it.
All right,
take care.
All
right. Appreciate everyone who came on. And again, this right here was CNN's front page a week before Scorpio began. Again, I hope nothing happens. I'm up here on the West Coast on crazy fault line too. But like I said, we live in a world of psychopaths. They are trying to change this country, destroying people's property, raising insurance rates, all the cost of living, all the different ways they're doing it. Again, weather warfare's a major way. And again, for all of you guys who might be on some kind of payroll, I hope you're getting paid good, and I hope you think it's worth it. There's a lot of people who've slandered my name, and yeah, no doubt stop the progress that this work's done. All the censorship, the deletions, the nonstop trolling, the nonstop slandering, it's definitely taken a toll on this work reaching more people. And if you guys can't look in the mirror, all you guys who are part of that, and see that you're helping make the world a worse place, a more dangerous place, a less safe place, and then trying to accuse me of anything, either you're insane or you're totally dishonest. Okay? Some troll video of like, ooh, Zach got this game, just like what Simple Troll tried to start to do. That's totally bullshit. I'm not mistaken when I say we've nailed damn near every sports championship since I got here. That's a true statement. Go through and check the resume and facts. Playing a clip of a game we got wrong that wasn't the championship and then saying that makes me a fraud just makes that a disingenuous video. How is making fun of my championship? I mean, where's the rest of the video how we nailed the college championship last year after that? I was wrong about Alabama. I wasn't wrong about Michigan. So, and we didn't have we didn't have Washington in the championship, but we thought early in the season it was going to be Alabama and Michigan. ended up being, and then in a way, I kind of was annoyed with myself that I didn't see how Washington made a lot of sense. In the final games we had Michigan-Washington, because that's when I saw it. It was Michigan's 206th year of existence. They beat the 206 area code, Seattle, in a massive 206 ritual. Man, again, I mean, if you're somebody out there who is making money because you learned something from me and you're using my name to slant, like, what kind of person are you? I'm looking at Arthur. I'm looking at Joey. I'm looking at a lot of people. If you learn something from me that's benefiting your life, and all you can do back is slander because you think somehow that's going to make you even more money, that just makes you a bad person. And I have a friend, Joseph, who I went to school with. He was one of the first people I talked to about this way back in 2013 when I was starting to show him how the games were rigged and the advantage of the knowledge in sports. And he's like, you better never share with anybody how you figured this out and how you're doing this. And Chris, who called in earlier, he doesn't share his methods with anyone. He doesn't tell people what he knows about the lines because he wants to protect that knowledge so he can stay winning with it. And again, I'm not like that. I got in here to share knowledge and information to make a difference. The downside of doing it this way is as time has gone on, they call it diminishing returns. Again, Colorado 38 is always like a good example. It used to be almost 100%. Here in 2024, it's about a 70%. It might be 65%, 2 out of 3. And that's a huge difference between when you can have 1,000,000% confidence in something and you're like, 2 out of 3, So 2 out of 3 is not bad, but it's nowhere near total confidence. If you're getting on a plane and you know it's a 100% chance it's going to land and you're going to be safe, you're like, okay, I'm cool. 2 out of 3, a third of the people are going to die. So again, it's a big difference. And that's why I also teach people realistic. I said, listen, here's where we are in 2024. Knowledge is still good. You can still do a lot with it. But hey, learn to turn $5 into 100 and keep it at that. You'll never hurt yourself. You should continue to build as long as you're consistent. And for anybody mad about it, again, you're mad at the wrong things. Point blank, period. And again, let's hope nothing does happen in Scorpio. But at the same time, even if it doesn't happen in Scorpio, this is the way these people operate. They are going to do it again at some point. So that's why you live with knowledge. You don't live in fear, but you live with preparation. You make sure in case it is the day it happens, you're not caught with your pants down. You did have the emergency supply of food, water, first aid, batteries, flashlights. These are things that should be in everybody's house at this day and age. In the age of living under psychopaths who put up in stone that lasted for 42 years, limit the Earth's population to 500 million. Again, they took that down in a major ritual. And it wasn't that long ago. But again, and it's sad that a lot of people don't even know what the Georgia Guidestones ever were. They don't know that it was etched in stone, these plans of world domination. All encoded in those stones, as we showed years in advance, was the number 76, like Skull and Bones. And they were put up on 322 when Skull and Bones is order 322. After years of showing that, the 76-322 connection, what day did they come down? They came down on George W. Bush's 76th birthday on 7/6. And see, the whole English-speaking world should understand that and know that. Why they don't is because of censorship and some people's cognitive dissonance. And the third component is how many people have been working to make sure people don't find out about the information we're putting out here. That's not my fault. The reason I keep pushing is because I know that to overcome it, you got to keep working hard. And that's all I demonstrate here day after day. So, and just like Chris said earlier, Zach, almost everybody who learned from you who's doing the sports thing spends 100% of their time decoding sports. I'm spending time covering everything because I didn't come here initially for sports. Sports, though, is what makes people want to support the work. And after doing this for 5 years for free and having my house burglarized, cars crashed through my house, financial problems, feds out here, no longer able to teach because they don't like the books I wrote, I said, well, I got to do something so I don't end up homeless too. And charging $5 a month for life-changing knowledge on sports content, I don't feel like that was a crime like other people want to make it out to be. So, and you got all these people that are mad that I have more subs than them. Well, why do you think that is? Because I'm the originator. And a lot of people who learn from me want to charge more, Like Joey, he's bragging that he can charge $50 a month and he has 200 people signed up. again, good for you. You got a kid to feed. I'm glad you're helping out your child's life, but you learned that from me, and to not say thank you. Again, what's that phrase? They call it getting chewed, but it starts with a J, because Joey is one. Joey starts with a J too. So Joey, you're the reason that people have so much bad sentiment for your type. You know what I mean? Joey the Chew. So. And your work is also dog shit compared to mine. I don't know actually, honestly, how you have 100 people signed up at $50 a month or whatever it is, but I'm pretty sure if they found out about yours truly, you'd probably be back down to zero. Maybe I will start advertising on Instagram more because I don't spend much time over there. Maybe I'll come on Instagram and shut you down. Hey, why sign up for a Chew who gives you bad pics at $50 a month when you can be on the OG who we learn from for $5? Should I do that? The only reason I won't do that is because you have a son to feed. So it seems like that's how you're feeding them. But yeah, you give those people a bad name. You're one of them. All right. Until next time, True Seeker, we're going to leave it there.